What did we do for white people to hate us so much?
Like, I'm genuinely asking, what did we ever do to deserve anti-blackness in every single community?
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not.
All right.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
There's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population.
Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please. Like,
somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
JLA. JLA.
I guess it's about time we get this thing moving. Mic check. You niggas up yet? Shout out to the gang, man. It's been a couple of days since I've done a proper show. I've been on the road. Listen, I typically work 6 days a week. And then on my one off day, I've been like busy rebuilding a deck for my auntie. So, you know, other things have to take precedent. And like those 6 day weeks have been like 10-hour days, half of them. So I'll be tired, y'all. I can't always do this shit. But we're back up early before I go start my day because I got shit to do later. You know, apologies to Doc Thunder. I had to overlap our time slots today. I typically try not to overlap with the good Reverend Doctor because I actually watch the show. Now, is that Lil Big Nate? Get the fuck out of here. Seriously, is that LB? Is that my man, Lil Big Nate? It's been a minute, bro. Good to see y'all. Hope all is well. Hope all has been going well with you. Haven't heard any of your irate black man commentary in a while. Lots of things have changed since you got off the airs, bro. I think the YouTube algorithm has even gotten a little more sensitive. Hell, they even letting Obsidian come back on this bitch, bro. Things are changing. I don't know how I've managed to fly under the radar. Oh, you goddamn Steve. You thief. Stop, thief. Am I still Big Mutton, Big Nate name? Am I Steve? Am I thief? Anyway, though, shout out to Little Big Nate. But what was I about to talk about? Oh, yeah. Black fatigue. No, it's not him. May the Little Big Name live on forever. But anyway, black fatigue. We have to bring it back. And it's interesting. I got a lot of places I could go with this, but I want to start out like this. Yesterday, you guys heard me have a long conversation with Jay Prince, which is funny because we were talking about Jay Prince at length over here. And everything we said here, I kind of ran it back to him when he was on the channel. I'm like, bro, we called you like the blade of baby mamas. You are like the daywalker of baby mamas. You got all of their strengths and none of their weaknesses and shit. And so that all started out on the John Galt channel. And then on John Galt's channel, another interesting guy made an appearance. A guy by the name of Imperious. Are you guys familiar with Imperious? I think he kind of looks like that. And so Imperious made his way onto the John Galt channel. And that was a moment. This is definitely a moment. It was and I've spoken to Imperious once or twice before, so it's not a shock for me. And as far as I know, he and I don't really have any smoke between us, because you know I don't disagree with a large position of like the criticisms of the community and whatnot, and even more, I don't necessarily have a hostility, the racial hostility that a lot of black folks seem to have. And so when he came up and he started doing his dance, I just was chilling in the background, letting it happen, watching, eating popcorn. Well, really, I was driving my truck, but you know.
Black Jay Prince is dead, right?
Dude, shut the fuck up. Stop having John protect you from me before I put you back in chains. John has to put me on mute every 5 seconds because I put your ass back in chains. Shut up, Jay Prince. Jay Prince, all I got to call is Michigan's Department of... all I got to do is get you off of food stamps, JP, and you're back on the street so I could piss on you while I walk by. Jay Prince, how many black women do you think I've been with and how many white women you've been with?
Guarantee you.
Jay Prince, the difference is when I bang black chicks, I throw my Confederate flag over their back and I call them the N-word while I'm doing it.
Let me do my Nick Flint says for a minute. Now, I said it from the start. These black folks, they're ready for real Caucasians. You know, real white, you know, these regular liberal white folks, you know, they'll call you a name. You know, Karen might stand with her hand on her hips and yell at you. But these real white folks, they'll fuck your girl. And she'll like it. I'm telling you, this is a whole new era we are entering in where Imperious is not a new thing. He's not a new phenomenon. He's actually a very old phenomenon. And what's happened over the last several years in Black America, and this is a point I made to JP, and this is why I told him at a later point when he was on his own channel and he invited Imperious to his own channel so they could talk further. I thought that was very big of J Prince, and I told him so because a lot of you niggas have been shielded from real white people. A lot of you niggas think the liberal white woman who wants to blow black guys because she hates her daddy, you think that's real white people. You think those are real feelings. And for a guy like Imperious to come along and stand proudly with his chest out, a lot of black folk are emotionally triggered that this white man would have the nerve. And let me kind of explain one of the more blunt reasons why you're going to get more and more of the big mouth white man who ain't afraid to, you know, drop N-bombs and tell you niggas about yourselves. Shout out to young Joe Biden. When Joe Biden was young and healthy, he was like a Southern racist. It was an amazing thing to watch. Nowadays, they would call Joe Biden racist if he gave the speech.
We have predators on our streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're...
And this video might get the stream flagged or definitely demonetized. So I'm going to need somebody to put $1 in the hat. Support this one. We're going to have to put this one behind a membership wall. So throw $1 in the hat.
About to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. Tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally have not been socialized. We should focus on them now, not out of a liberal instinct for love, but for simple, pragmatic reasons.
There was a young white woman on a train recently in North Carolina. She got off for work. She walked onto a train, sat in front of a scary-looking tarantula-head black guy, and thought nothing of it. And a lot of the people on the internet, a lot of the first commentaries that I read about this was a little casual racism would have saved her life. If she had have exercised just a bit of casual racism and seated herself as far away as possible from that weird-looking black guy, she'd be alive right now.
We should focus on them now, not out of a liberal instinct for love, but for simple, pragmatic reasons. Does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. We have no choice but to take them out of society. We must make the streets safer. I don't care why someone is a malefactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to burden them off from the rest of society. They are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. We must take back the streets.
Take control. Take control of your city.
And another thing that will upset a lot of y'all, Black people have taken this shit way too fucking far. Black people run around and are hypocrites. They're racist as fuck, especially as a brown girl, especially as a Bengali woman. Black women run around and act like bullies. They will literally sit there and call me curry, but then will cry victim and cry the race card. Meanwhile, they're coming together in little mean girl bully ass groups. And it's fucking going too far. Like, one time I made a joke about my hair being like a bundle. Mind you, that industry literally harvests girls from India and Bangladesh to harvest their hair. It's an exploitative industry about my people. And these black ass bitches try to run around and twist it around and say that I was being racist towards them. Let's see if the roles were reversed. If I had a community of people that harvested hair from 5-year-old girls in Africa, y'all would understand that that's really fucked up. But when Black people still hold on to those things, nobody wants to call them out for it, because all of y'all turn around and fucking cry victim. It's bullshit. In 2025, you don't need to be wearing real fucking hair. You really don't. You really don't need to. And you guys can sit there and be like, well, we have the reason why our hair and our hair traditions are this way is because of racism. Okay, awesome. And the reason why people were racist towards Black people was what? Because you guys were just so kind and innocent to everybody in the past? No, it's 2025 and we're updating this shit. And the rest of the world understands that you guys have been treated poorly. And yet you guys continue this fucking cycle of violence. This fucking cycle of hate. It's ridiculous. You guys had an entire 10 years where the entire world was focused on Black people. And what did you guys do with it? And now everybody has Black fatigue because we're tired of the hypocrisy. Imagine playing with somebody and it's like every time like they get tagged for it, they're like, I don't want to play anymore. I'm the victim, cry, cry, cry. But when it's their turn to run, it's so much fucking fun, isn't it?
It's so much fun, isn't it? Shout out to Jeetney. She kind of cute though. I'm going to. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm going to. You know, she's a cute little Jeetney. Lasers go pew pew with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Like I said, this is definitely gonna go. It's gonna have to go on go behind the wall at some point.
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yes.
Give me the money. Give me the money for all that I would do. Give me the money.
And another thing I want to say, I think that Black people are superior. We are superior. Everything that we do, we dominate it. Every little thing. Some of the best entertainers are Black. Sports is full of Black people. We have invented everything. Self-lubricating engine, airplanes, cell phones, everything, stoplights, everything. We are superior, and they know that. They know that, which is why they're trying to keep us down. Which is why they try to make us feel like we want shit. Whole time they ain't shit. Y'all could never, ever make me hate my people. Never. Which is why I don't condone interracial relationships. Because you ain't doing nothing but diluting your bloodline. That's all you're doing. But my issue with Black people is we don't know how superior we are. Black women don't understand how beautiful they are. You don't understand if you just simply wear your natural hair and take care of yourself, you would be chef's kiss. You will look like a fucking goddess because we are mother.
Now, I was talking to JP the other day about Black culture and my theory on Black masculinity and whatnot. And it's a little bit bigger than just Black masculinity, but let's tie this whole thing together in one big ball of wax, right? One of the major products of things like the Black grievance industry, most aptly condensed into something like an ethnic studies program, the cumulative effect of sending all these Black people into all these different educational modules where they learn, and a lot of it's like pseudoscience and Negro mythology, but they learn effectively how the white man has abused them throughout the millennia. And quite often, a lot of these Black folk come out of this educational module with a sense of grievance, a sense of anger, and they feel as though their anger is righteous and justified. And for the normal, regular thinking person, they won't really take that anger anywhere too egregious. But what winds up happening is with a lot of the regular rank and file Black folk who don't necessarily have the sophistication that may come along with some of these educational modules, they just have anger and they have resentment. To be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a rage almost all the time. James Baldwin, angry homosexual from the revolutionary civil rights era. It was baked into the cake. You were always destined to be an angry homosexual in the cause of racial revolution.
We are mother. The whole world wants to be us. Whole world. Nobody's better than us. Nobody. This ain't got nothing to do with me being racist. It's just the truth. It is an honest to God truth. Which is why Black men are a novelty to y'all women of other races and ethnicities. Y'all know what we got.
And when I was explaining masculinity to JP, one of the things I pointed out to him is because the white man has sort of secured the definition of masculinity as far as Black women are concerned, all of the things that white men would do to just sort of have, you know, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, when Black men want to pursue those similar things, it isn't necessarily the white man who thinks there's something wrong with a Black man acting like a man. It is the Black woman who seems to take the most issue with the Black man acting like a man. And so because of the white man, a lot of avenues of Black masculinity get cut off at the knees effectively. And what I was explaining to Jay Prince is that because we see things through this weird racist race war paradigm, where if you look at that history, that the National African American Museum, that scandal about whiteness and the culture of whiteness and all that, when they started to describe all these masculine positive traits as white culture, that perfectly encapsulated, right? And so if you took all those traits and put them to the side, what's left for Black men? And the only way to really exercise positive, healthy masculinity under the Black framework is to go against the white man, is to be a revolutionary. And this is the key part. And this is where Decarlos Brown and Iryna Zarutska come into play. This is where they coincide deadly. If you commit crimes, and especially if you commit crimes against white people in general, you are also a revolutionary. Therefore, you are a good Black man. And this is why we have so many instances of Black men attacking white people. I mean, this is a long list. It's actually, I should have chopped this graphic up a lot better so you can see it better, but this is maybe 12 to 15 incidents alone. And that's only within a short time span. I mean, yes, every now and then white guys go kill Black people too, but it's nowhere near the levels that we can find. I mean, the idea of the Black crime is so out of hand that in San Francisco, they don't even want to release the videotapes from the light rail because people would become more racist. And I'm arguing that a big reason for this huge lopsided racial reality is a bit of self-motivation from within Black America itself. We have entire theories that motivate this sort of behavior. We have entire ethnic studies departments that motivate this sort of behavior.
Y'all know exactly what we got. It's just we don't know what we got, and that's why it's a problem, and that's why we're not able to organize. But one day we will, because one thing about these younger folks, they waking up, and it ain't gonna always be like this. Nope, these younger people, even in my generation, I'm a millennial, and we waking up slowly but surely. So y'all can think that y'all can delete our history and delete everything that we ever known all you want to. We're gonna rest assured. We're gonna fucking rest assured that our kids knew we were here and knew what we fought for. You better bet your last bottom dollar on that.
Doesn't that girl look like she's betting her last bottom dollar at this very moment? She never knew. She had no idea she was betting her last bottom dollar at that very moment. Apologies, I'm trying to load up this next video and it's acting all weird. All right, here we go.
It shouldn't be no Section 8. There shouldn't be no food stamps. It shouldn't be poor people. There shouldn't be no welfare. Us law-abiding taxpayers, we're sick of paying for your food. And what if there was a law right now today and it wiped y'all off the face of the earth? All the rich taxpayers that's got all this money. What if the law came down and said, you know what? This world is only for those on welfare and public aid and public assistance and food stamps and Section 8 and the government benefits. And we just gonna get rid of the rest of them.
Who wants to tell her? Who wants to tell her how that would actually work? And this is a lot. This is why I just can't support the wave, because I know ultimately I can't side with the army of retards.
So
bro.
my question to you is this: when we're talking in actual families,
Who's
real
the majority
people,
of the race in this
why
country?
are we talking in percentages instead of real numbers when we're dealing with real people?
Okay, because percentages are real numbers.
No, percentages, dude, that don't even make sense.
Yes, it does.
Percentages are not real numbers.
Yes, they are.
No, they are not.
The main majority of race in this country.
Yes, they are.
White people
percentages are not real numbers. Real numbers would be
percentages
0 through 9. Those are real numbers.
I understand that this may be difficult, but percentages are real numbers. We
No,
use
I'm gonna have to tell you that if you have to take a percentage of a number, then you're not talking about raw data. You're not talking about
our
real
percentages,
numbers, and we
use percentage to pay our
use
taxes.
percentages to
They are
get
real
it.
numbers.
Oh my motherfucking God.
It shouldn't be no Section 8. There shouldn't be no food stamps. It shouldn't be poor people. There shouldn't be no welfare. Us law-abiding taxpayers, we're sick of paying for your food. And what if there was a law right now today and it wiped y'all off the face of the earth? All the rich taxpayers that's got all this money. What if the law came down and said, you know what? This world is only for those on welfare and public aid and public assistance and food stamps and Section 8 and the government benefits. And we just gonna get rid of the rest of them. How about that?
Well, how do you plan on getting rid of the rest of them? I wonder. I wonder if Tarantula Head here has any ideas on how to get rid of the rest of them. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Actually, no, shut up.
No.
Can you shut your mouth for a minute?
No.
Because I actually work in the ghetto. I see the people.
Do you know why they're in that
physically go and I
position?
see these people.
Do you understand the systematic and
They get all
historical
kinds
reason
of
for why they're in
chances
that
and
position?
They don't care. All they want to do is be ghetto.
No.
Yes, there's some that don't, and there's good people.
No.
Most of them just want to suck off the system or do something bad like drugs or gangs. And that's all
they have been oppressed. They have not been given the same opportunities you have had.
They do, and there's plenty of black.
No, they don't, Dad. And you not recognizing that as an issue is the reason why it's still continuing today.
I see them all over. There's all kinds of successful people that are of color. It doesn't matter what color.
Now look at this young white girl trying to yell at her dad and explain why her dad is racist because he's actually lived and he's experienced it and he knows what the hell he's talking about. Plus, he's not a goofy little girl with goofy emotions. He actually has to survive. She'll never get it. I hope she never votes. I hope she goes straight from dad's house to husband's house and never actually signs up to vote. Every time she talks about voting, I hope her husband buys her ice cream. Every time she talks about politics and wanting to go vote, he's like, "Come on, hon, let's go get some Baskin Robbins. You know, let's go down to the Ben and Jerry's store, hon. You clearly need a dose."
Brown, white,
but it's a lot harder for them to get to that position. It
doesn't matter. When they do, they're fine. But there's always filthy animals. And
you're calling people of color.
Actually, no, shut up.
No.
Can you shut your mouth for a minute?
No.
And so I'd like to welcome everybody. Take a deep look into the internal workings of the white home. White man, you got problems on your hand. I do not envy you, white man. I swear I do not. You got big problems on your hand. Shout out to Detroit 313 with the $5 super chat. That's racist. Yeah, her dad is so racist. Her dad is very racist.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
What the hell is she ever gonna do without him, though? What is she really gonna do without her dad?
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not. All
right. Let me say ahead of time that I know that every white person isn't on the bullshit. However, if you were to just sit around the internet and look at most of the comments from white people, and again, there's kind of like, you know, that bias there. It's like the
Snowman, are you using me as some type of reverse ethnic studies program? Is that what this is? Am I like the anti-ethnic studies program? You dastardly Caucasian, you.
The comments underneath a post about the Second Amendment. You know who leaves comments underneath the post about the Second Amendment? People who care about the Second Amendment. Right? That's who leaves most of the comments because that's what they're focused on. Right? So whenever you have a particular topic, certain people are going to show up. And there's a lot of people who float around the internet because all they want is bias confirmation. But anyway.
Hell, Snowman, I just told my son stop listening to my show, bro. This is definitely not for kids. I'm like, whoa, bro. I think maybe I'm being too much of an adult influence. You probably don't need to be watching this right now. Lucky this is a YouTube show. Oh my God, it would be so much worse if I was Unchained.
Sometimes I think I need to take a break from Instagram or YouTube and reading white people's comments, because reading white people's comments as a black person will definitely make you hate white people.
Reading white people's comments will definitely make you hate black people. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. This is SWP, by the way, Sergeant Willie Pete. I used to listen to him a lot when I first got like red pilled, because he has a lot of great takes between black men and black women. But I knew back then he was a little bit too racial for me. I didn't care for the racial element as much, and he's only grown deeper into that racial position. And it's just weird for me to like watch it, to listen to a lot of it now, because it's like, all right, if reading comments makes a black man hate white people, I wonder what this picture in this video does for white people.
I need to take a break from Instagram or YouTube and reading white people's comments, because reading white people's comments as a black person will definitely make you hate white people.
Right. Imagine watching this video over and over on Twitter. This video was all over my timeline yesterday. I couldn't escape this video. Imagine the black pilling. That one simple video. With one simple trick, you can up your racism levels at least 15% nationwide. One simple trick.
Definitely. Especially the ahistorical context, the intellectual dishonesty, the leaps in logic, the double standards. It'll drive you fucking crazy. So
and it's crazy. Like I said, I used to listen to FWP, but sometimes, you know, the student has to become the master.
Anyway, I figured I'd talk about this story. I saw it come up in my timeline probably sometime last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Never got around to, following up on the story. So I went and I followed up.
Right. This story is a couple of weeks old. The media tried to bury it, and then somebody let the footage out, and holy hell, all hell has broken loose now. I mean, look at this nigga face, though. Like, obviously, the nigga looked like he did it. The nigga looking like a killer. Like he looks like he did it, and he don't even remember why he did it. He just did it because he felt like doing it, which might even be close to the truth. He don't even understand.
Up on the story. So I don't know if you all heard about the Ukrainian woman, right? I think her name is Iryna. I don't know how to say it. Zarutska, something like that.
Iryna
anyway,
Zarutska.
She was in North Carolina, and she got on a bus. I don't know if it was a bus or a train. She was a refugee from Ukraine. She got on a train, or excuse me, a bus, and it says August 22nd, 2025. So this is last month. 23-year-old woman got on, who fled war-torn Kiev, Ukraine, and moved to Charlotte in hopes of rebuilding her life, was stabbed to death aboard a Lynx blue light rail, so it was a train, East-West Boulevard station in Charlotte, North Carolina. Surveillance footage shows her boarding the train around 9:46 p.m., dressed in her pizzeria uniform. Just 4 minutes later, 34-year-old Decarlos Brown Jr., seated nearby. He was seated right behind her. I don't know why it says seated nearby. Produced a knife and stabbed her multiple times, at least once in the neck, while she was unaware. After the attack, Brown calmly moved to another train car, removed his sweatshirt, and exited at the next stop. He was spotted with blood on him. Authorities removed the knife and treated him for a hand injury, obviously, because the knife slipped, and you can see that he's bleeding in the other car, because all of this is caught on camera, because, trains have cameras.
Yes, they have cameras, and not only do they have cameras, but apparently they have some level of audio. I'm not going to show you any of the video, obviously, but there is a level of audio. Now he's walking around with the bloody knife, hand bleeding. Now, allegedly, actually, you could probably see this part of the video, but allegedly, he was saying in this video he got that white bitch. So this was right after the incident where he moved into the next train car.
So a hand injury before arresting him on first-degree murder charges, right? So this was a black man. He's 34 years old. He's got dreads, right? And the white woman, she's a blonde Ukrainian white woman. She's got a couple modeling pictures. So, you know, white men in particular are going crazy because, you know, the loss of a beautiful white woman that was killed by a black savage, right? So who is Decarlos Brown Jr.? This is the guy that stabbed her. Decarlos Brown Jr., age 34, is a homeless is homeless and has a lengthy criminal history dating back to around 2011. His convictions and arrests include robbery with a deadly, dangerous weapon, felony larceny, breaking and entering, communicating threats. He served approximately.
Let me address this real quick. Anonymous chat lurker. It's a great name. I too am an anonymous chat lurker, by the way. It's like a fraternity we got. Conservatives will have that train pick on coffee mugs and t-shirts. No. If they were to lynch this guy, I'd have that pick on coffee mugs and t-shirts, you know. Return to tradition and all that shit.
6 years. Hold on a second. I'll probably use this as my thumbnail. He served approximately 6 years in prison, released around September 2020. Subsequent incidents, September 2022, arrested for assault on a female in Mecklenburg County. In January 2025, he was arrested for misusing the 911 system during a welfare check. During the incident, he claimed that a man-made material had been implanted in his body and was controlling basic functions like speaking, walking, and eating.
This man may have a documented history of mental illness, but Shaka Nulu asks, is there any story to why this happened? And I would argue a combination of mental illness and first organism syndrome. Yeah.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
He was fighting the enemies of the first organism.
Once I saw this, I knew what the problem was. In July of 2025, his mental fitness to stand trial was questioned by his public defender. And although a forensic mental evaluation was ordered, it was never carried out, leaving him at large at the time on the August attack. So basically the system failed. And you know, he was just out there in the public. But again, in January 2025, anybody talking about how the FBI put microphones in their walls or aliens have probes in their body, right? That's a sign of schizophrenia. Now, that's what I would call paranoid schizophrenia, but that's the old term because in 2013, the DSM-5 removed the subcategories of schizophrenia because the idea is that people can fluctuate between the different types. There's like paranoid schizophrenia. There's catatonic schizophrenia. What's the
Transgender schizophrenia.
Have?
I mean, why isn't transgender considered a type of schizophrenia? I mean, one of your personalities is a chick. All right.
And what's the other one that they used to have?
And shout out to Ivan, by the way, with the €5. He was released early by an obese black woman judge named Teresa Stokes. Outrage against her is also growing. We are not letting her escape accountability. Yeah, the judge looking crazy. Allegedly, that judge isn't even a lawyer out here. She never passed the bar.
I can't think of it off the top of my head. But in any event, there were different type of schizophrenias, right? And then you have like schizotypal, schizophreniform. There's all different types of schizophrenia. But the one we're talking about is full-blown schizophrenia, right? Which means essentially too much dopamine on the brain. And the thing about schizophrenia is with schizophrenia, you have visual and auditory hallucinations, meaning it's like you have voices talking to you. There's a YouTube channel. There's a video.
Now, notice, again, Sergeant Willie Pete, and this is a very common thing at this point. We're going to attempt to explain away the obvious issue here, because we want to blame this on schizophrenia as if that alone can explain the high numbers of these types of incidents. Are you saying that there are a lot of crazy niggas out there? I might be willing to buy that to a degree.
In 1981 to 1989, Reagan signed the Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act of 1981, block granted federal mental health funds to states. So just completely blocked it. So no more federal funding for these hospitals. Cut federal spending on mental health by 25%. Remove the federal government from directly funding state psychiatric hospitals. These cuts drastically reduced institutional capacity, coinciding with the rise of visible homelessness in American society. Right? Because again, people with severe mental health, they're not going to be able to hold down a job. Right? They're not going to be able to function in society. So that's why you start seeing them roam communities on the streets, right? Attacking people, talking to themselves, yelling and screaming and whatnot. These are not evil people. These are people with mental health issues. But if they're black, white people try to make them evil, right? If they're white, then white people will say, oh, well, you know, they're you know, they made personal choices.
Now, the judge has also been investigated. You know, shout out to all the internet investigators out there. They're faster than the police, honestly. Breaking, it's been revealed that the same judge who last released Decarlos Brown Jr., Magistrate Judge Teresa Stokes, is also the director of operations at a treatment facility in Charlotte. So if you're at a treatment facility in Charlotte, if you run a treatment facility for crazy people, and then you're a judge who decides, I'm not going to hold this crazy person in jail, there's a good chance he might wind up in the facility that you actually own and operate, because, you know, that's how shit works, right?
And that's what it is. And that's why they're where they're at. They'll try to find some bullshit justification. But, you know, this is basically what white people do, because, again, it's like that argument I got into with a bunch of liberals that were talking about how blue states pay, you know, to subsidize red states, right? And I'm like, so the fuck what? I'm like, that's where all the food is grown. You know what I mean? You better freaking subsidize those flyover country regions, because that's where all the damn food is grown. You better hope that these farmers, you know, that grow, you know, beef and shit like that, or not grow beef, but, you know, raise cattle and shit. You better hope that they don't go under. You know what I mean? This is where people just get beside themselves. I'm like, I don't get it. Nobody is a fucking island. But anyway, let me not get too off subject. But the same thing applies here, right? You don't want to see the crazies, defecating in front of your office or in downtown areas. Then you need to fund the mental health institutions, right? And again, maybe the conditions in these hospitals back in the 1960s, and I'm sure they were terrible. I forget what movie what are those movies? Give me a.
It's a mental health crisis, right? That's what it is. He just one of them niggas that flew over the cuckoo's nest. That's all that is.
Movie where they had the whole movie took place in a mental health institution. There's been several, and especially those in the 70s. I remember even in Terminator 2, when Sarah Connor was in the mental health institution and the way that she was being treated, right? So the depiction of mental health institutions where people are institutionalized, when they were sedating her and because she's screaming about the machines, they're going to kill you. They're going to kill you. And they
FWP is on the verge of making him the victim. It's not his fault. It was the voices in his head, and you white people never treated the voices in his head properly, and so therefore stab, stabby stab. Dick Thug with the 5-ball just saw a black guy walk with a bed sheet like a cape in downtown Chicago a few minutes ago. Just hold on, Dick Thug. Just hold on. All right, downtown Chicago, help is on the way, bro. The National Guard and all the ICE agents, they are hitting Chicago as we speak, bro. They are coming to Chicago right now, I promise you. Just hold on. They are making their way. They have already begun Operation Get These Chicago Niggas, all right?
Take control. Take control of your city.
And Great Britain with the $2 super chat, his mental health issues were racist. I mean, what if all the demons in his head were white people? What if every single demon in his head was an angry white guy?
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
I've made clear Attorney General Pam Bondi is working really hard that we must get answers about the causes of these repeated attacks, and we're working very, very hard on that. The Trump administration will have no tolerance for terrorism or political violence, and that includes hate crimes against Christians, Jews, or anybody else. We're not going to allow it. And there was also a horrible killing recently in Charlotte, I talked about, and so many others, and we're going to get to the end of it. And, when you have horrible killings, you have to take horrible actions. And the actions that we take are nothing. This cashless bail started a wave in our country where a killer kills somebody and is out on the street by the afternoon. In many cases, going out and killing again. Cashless bail. And I've made clear, Attorney General.
And so Trump is on the case now. Yep. Trump is on the case. You know when Trump get his hands on something, he doesn't let it go. Who knows where Trump is going to go with this? He might just decide to shave his mustache. He might grow a mustache and shave it down. You never know with Trump. With Trump, all moves are possible, man.
Most murders in the U.S. never become national news. This one's garnered attention for a couple of reasons. Number one, first and foremost, the recent release of that gruesome video. Second, the energy from pro-Trump activists. They picked up on this video from local news and ran with it. It's a little bit like the times when civil rights groups have raised attention about police-involved shootings. In this case, it is Trump-aligned influencers who are posting up.
Yes, she's our George Floyd. That's the big difference right now between like the left and the right. Your George Floyd is actually George Floyd. Our George Floyd is a cute little Russian model chick, a Ukrainian model who was coming home from work at her little pizza shop, just trying to make it in America. But your George Floyd is actually George Floyd, though. Big difference
about this case on social media. Really, over the weekend, Elon Musk, Charlie Kirk, other Trump-aligned figures succeeded in making this senseless death a symbol of big city crime. We heard President Trump asked about it yesterday when he was heading home from New York City. He didn't seem to know much about it. He said he would get briefed, and then today Trump did know all about it. That's exactly what has happened here. This story has trickled up from local news to social media and now to the president's attention. And it's being used, as you said, Brianna, as a political symbol, with MAGA media calling for more forceful punishments and more incarceration. I have to say, some of the replies to Musk, some of the comments around this story are baldly racist, stoking fear of African Americans.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Now you want to drop the R word. Now he want to drop the R word. I mean, damn. If you see an image like this, and not only that, you are aware of the many, many, many instances of that type of thing. And then you also are acutely aware of this unresolved anger that just seems to be in the background of all this stuff. And you know that not only the media, but even the state and local governments, they will also collude to kind of massage the reality of these things. But the reality of these things won't collude to avoid you. I mean, sometimes you just might start to think, well, maybe I should pay attention.
There's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population.
Punishments and more incarceration. I have to say, some of the replies to Musk, some of the comments around this story are baldly racist, stoking fear of African Americans because this man attacked a white woman. The open racism on sites like X today, it's eye-popping. But there are also legitimate questions about this so-called career criminal, someone who had been a repeat offender. And those questions, I hope they're not lost amid all of the cesspool kind of comments on social media.
I mean, just going straight to calling everybody racist is like, you're not even trying hard, Brian.
Can a nigga live? Can a nigga live? Please.
Is the brokenness of the nuclear family, the brokenness of the black family, the fact that black fathers are absent, that young black men turn to drugs and gangs.
How dare
and by
you?
the way,
Yes, bitch. That's what the fuck we about to do today. Shout out to this blonde white woman.
Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please.
We're gonna get on TV with Chris Cuomo and talk about the brokenness of the black family with this angry big mouth bitch over here too. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. Check your schedule. It's time now.
How dare you say that we are not interested in families in the black community?
Yes, bitch. She dares. She dares. You want to know how she dares? This is how.
Part is the brokenness of the nuclear family, the brokenness of the black family, the fact that black fathers are absent, that young black men turn to drugs and gangs.
How dare
and by the way,
how dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you say that we are not interested in families in the Black community?
Ah, get that goofy bitch. I swear to God, this shit was a long time coming. This shit was a long time coming. This little bitch just went full Imperious on her. She just did her Imperious move. Want to hear that shit?
What is the brokenness of the nuclear family, the brokenness of the Black family, the fact that Black fathers are absent, that young Black men turn to drugs and gangs.
How dare
and by
you?
the way,
Well, the
this
family,
is also
I
true
think the
for
family in
young white
general you
men
can point to.
from
I don't know that
Minnesota.
one race over the other works.
This is also true for the murderer who killed the two young children, a white man. Will you listen to what I'm saying? I literally said the broken nuclear family.
Do not single out the Black family. All right. Whatever you do, don't single out the Black family. All right. You don't do that. We are not doing that today. It's not the Black woman's fault.
I'm done. I'm done with life. And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
I have Black mother privilege. And I'm going to start breaking that down for y'all. Because there is a privilege for me as a Black mother. I'm not going to have the same relationship. My sons adore me. My sons will put their life on the line in a New York minute over me. My sons will lose everything they have over me. Over me? It ain't happening. My sons will turn on their father over me. Over me? So when you ask me about my Black sons, the relationship does not correlate the same to what I'm saying about Black men.
Both Black families and white families. That murderer.
You singled out Black families, but if you're saying all families, it's a different point.
It's especially evident in the Black community, but it is also true that when fathers are absent, that young men are more likely to commit.
I'll put you guys on a text thread. Put us together. I'll put you.
If you're open to that, Liz, I'm open to it.
I'll put you.
You don't need her phone number. What you want her phone number for? Next thing you know, she's gonna have your location. That's how that shit start. First you get the phone number, then you find the location, then you catch the flight. No, we not doing this. We not doing this. How about you bitches raise your kids? Stop trying to pick fights with blonde-haired white girls, all right? Fucking around with blonde-haired white women is how we got into this shit in the first place, all right? Did you not see the video? Have you learned nothing? Need to get your own shit together. You want to get her number. I want to get together. I want to talk to Becky about what you want to talk to the white girl about the Black family for. What the fuck could you possibly have to say to the white woman about the Black family? How come you don't talk to the Black men about the Black family, huh?
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
She won't talk to the white women. You don't want to talk to the Black men, though. Shit crazy, y'all. Shit crazy, man.
Together. Liz is open to conversation.
Let's do it.
Nina's open to conversation. That's why we're all here. It's not an easy conversation to have, but it's an important conversation.
Look at Liz Wheeler smiling, all skinny and white. Racist ass white skinny. That is skinny white racism there. You see that shit? Look at that. Look at her. Just skinny, just thin and full of racism. It's terrible. This is terrible. Black women, y'all got problems. Y'all under pressure right now. This is pressure, bitches. This is pressure. That's what it feel like. The world is on your head right now, bitches. We after y'all. Starting to notice things. Connecting dots and shit out this nigga. Fuck.
Voters once they called attention to it.
So certain people have been looking for an opportunity to find a case like this, to make a point like this. I want to play, this is Charlie Kirk, why he says this hasn't gotten a lot of attention.
A white Ukrainian refugee was murdered just because she was white. Everybody knows that, obviously. If a random white person simply walked up to and stabbed a nice law-abiding Black person for no reason, It would be an apocalyptically huge national story used to impose national sweeping political changes on the whole country. Instead, Megan Basham, no one seems to care when a white woman gets stabbed to the death.
Wow. He said white a lot.
Well, we are talking about it here, so I guess I don't think that's fair.
He did say white a lot, and it's weird how that seemed to jump out at you as like a point to mention. It's almost as if something was wrong with that in your mind. Did he say white too much?
We're the whites. Nobody ever cares if bad things happen to us anymore.
Look, being in the system, because I have represented people who are mentally ill, and here's the balance. The balance is taking away people's freedom versus evaluating their mental illness. And New York City, there are a lot of programs for people who are mentally ill, but they have to want to be there.
Yeah, and it's
about
difficult
forcing them to be there.
When you are mentally ill, you have a hard time knowing that you are mentally ill.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, people like Charlie Kirk, Van, they've been looking for opportunities to make this some sort of like reciprocal George Floyd situation. And that's the part that I think he's almost giving away the game. And it's sad to see a lot of people going along with it.
Let me just say a couple of things. One is, what happened to that young woman was horrible. And it's everybody's nightmare. If you're in any public space, a subway, whatever, that something bad's going to happen to you or somebody you care about. So it does strike a chord. We don't know why that man did what he did. And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, it's just pure race mongering, hate mongering. It's wrong.
Oh, it's not fair when it happens to you. It's not fair when you can't use the narrative to help your cause. That's crazy how you want it to be fair. It's crazy how you expect it. It's like you want it to be one way, but really it's the other way. And you look like you're struggling with that shit. You feel like it's not supposed to go like that. And I don't know what to do for you right now, bro. It is what it is. Maybe we should have some conversations about race and all these things in America.
Then he said, changes imposed on society. Floyd Policing Act. It didn't pass. Even when you had a white police officer murder a black man on live television, the whole world saw, there were no sweeping changes. In fact, not one law was passed at the federal level. So I think that's an important thing to point out. The other thing is, you mentioned the thing about cashless bail. I think this is a big challenge that we have. Would you have felt better if there had been cash bail and the mom had come and put down $1,000 to let him out? It's not about cashless bail or no cashless bail. It's about the fact that we don't.
I mean, having cash bail is actually slowing the process of him getting out of jail. You don't know whether or not she would have put him up on bail. So it's theoretical, but we do know for a fact that cashless bail means he just gets right back out no matter what. So you remove the impediment and now he's the problem.
How to deal with people who are hurting in the way this man was hurting. Hurt people. What happened was horrible, but it becomes an opportunity for people to jump on bandwagons. And then for someone like Charlie Kirk, he should be ashamed of himself. No one mentioned the word race, white, black, or anything except him. What people mention is the horror of what happened to this young woman.
For most of all of our lives, everyone listening now, most of our lives, the left-wing political culture has had carte blanche to use racial narratives as they see fit. And now, because of the power of the internet and the free narrative creation that the internet allows you, you don't just have to go along with the mainstream CNN, ABC News narrative. The left wing can no longer just control the racial story anymore. And now we're having what appears to be, we're approaching a more honest racial discussion in America. And you know what? Speaking of a more honest racial discussion in America, let's take a quick pause and go back to a previous moment in racism.
We don't have service.
Could you guys hear that? Oh shoot, I was pressing the wrong. My bad. My bad. I totally didn't even. I did the whole. You know what? Let me run this back a little bit. I screwed that up. I screwed that money up bad. Hold on. Now.
Mute every 5 seconds because I put your ass back in chains. Shut up, Jay Prince. Jay Prince, all I gotta call is Michigan's Department of. All I gotta do is get you off of food stamps, JP, and you're back on the street so I could piss on you while I walk by. Jay Prince, how many black women do you think I've been with, and how many white women you've been with?
I guarantee you,
Jay Prince, the difference is when I bang black chicks, I throw my Confederate flag over their back and I call them the N-word while I'm doing it.
Women, I will be
Jay Prince, you have to date fat white chicks. You have to date fat white hogs. I bang the top black women and I treat them like trash because they're my second. They're my second choice. If I don't feel like banging a Mexican, an Asian, or a white, all I got to do is call a black chick up and she's mine. It's called a sure thing, you moron. JP, you're poor. JP, the difference is you're not me, JP. You can come up here and talk shit to your poor blacks. Don't ever equate yourself to a white man. Just like Bob uses you to entertain poor blacks, I use Bob to entertain myself. See the difference? JP, the difference is the white chicks that you have access to, the white chicks that you have access to are the white chicks that white guys don't even see as existing.
You know what's funny about this? I was live. I was here watching this. I recorded some of this on my own channel, but the women in the chat, the black women in the chat, they were giggling. It was smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, all the way down.
JP, get a job. Oh, you're a bartender, aren't you? Isn't that your new job, a bartender? You mean a kid's job, JP? JP, how do you even count? How do you even know how much an ounce is, JP? You can't count. How'd they hire you as a bartender, moron?
Yeah, and I said it from the start. These niggas are not ready for real white people. They're not ready for advanced Caucasians.
Unfortunately, we don't have services that they used to have for mentally ill people in terms of dealing with them. And I think the problem here is, I'm guessing the Trump administration was looking for an example. This video was quite disturbing. You have the combination of social media at the same time blowing it up, and so it creates sort of the perfect storm to point to something. Just like when Dukakis, when he was running for president, Lee Otler took advantage of that one incident that was terrible, that was very troubling for voters once they called attention to it.
So certain people have been looking for an opportunity to find a case like this, to make a point like this. I want to play, this is Charlie Kirk.
Okay, that was the exact same clip. Anyway, you know what? Bumpkin wanted me to drop the link in the chat. Fuck it, I'm going in. We're dropping the link, y'all. Be brave and drop the link. But this Charlotte lady, they also have a black lady judge of Charlotte too. See, that's the mayor. This is the mayor and this is the judge. The mayor of Charlotte and the judge who let that guy go. And I'm sorry, but you don't even have a judge face though. Like she doesn't even have judge physiognomy. You have security guard physiognomy. If I were to just look at you, somebody tell me you were a judge, if I had to bet on that, I would lose money. In all of my years of criminal activity, I've never seen a judge with this type of physiognomy in my life. Never. You don't have judicial bone structure. All right. I'm just saying, you don't have any type of judicial bone structure at all. You was not built for this. You are definitely a DEI judge. You the affirmative action judge. I bet you they send all the crazy niggas to you. Anyway. Trey, what's going on? You got your mic in order?
Yo, it should be.
What's good?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, I just like Twitter's been on fire. Again, you know, we're in like the same Twitter algorithm, and it's just a blessing to see like full blown freaking not even Cincinnati racism at work. But I'm waiting for all the chimp panels to catch up with this. I really want to see how NiggaTube is gonna, besides starting Willie P, it's kind of how to try to niggas playing this. This is it, bro. This was that moment that, like, you know, Clan Part 2.0, Jim Eagle. This was the moment.
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of moments, though, so it's hard for me to even agree with you on that, right? But this has caught fire in a way that all these other ones haven't. And I just think it's all kind of a piece, like it's all building up. You know, the pressure builds. So all of these little moments are just adding pressure into the system. And it's like, you know, how much grains of sand can you put onto the scale before you tip the scale?
Yeah, facts. And I got to call you Hoodstradamus, bro. I don't know how many streams and like Twitter posts have come out saying that body cams were like the worst thing that could have happened for niggas. Bro, you called that shit like months ago, and now everybody's finally coming out with it.
Well, and I'm not even going to say I totally thought of that my own. I was just seeing people noticing too. I was noticing alongside of some of the best noticers, you know what I mean? And it's just one of those things where if you remove your black ego, your melanated consciousness, if you remove that, if you remove your black self from yourself, you can see things a little bit more clearly. And that's all I ever try to do, is to, you know, not do it the black way. I don't want to just look at it the black way, because I don't think that you're actually seeing things accurately if you just limit yourself to that scope of vision. And so that's kind of how I've been doing this content lately, because I realized, like, bruh, we are headed for something that I don't think niggas are expecting. Like, let me play this real quick.
Iryna Zarutska boarded a train at 10 o'clock at night in Charlotte, but she never made it home. She left in a body bag with knife wounds to the neck. Viewer discretion, the surveillance footage is graphic. We have it, and we're going to cut out of it just the second before she gets stabbed. Iryna was a Ukrainian refugee. She just finished her shift working at a pizza place. She was wearing her work uniform. She gets on the train, sits in front of a black male in a red hoodie. 4.5 minutes later, the man pulls a knife from his pocket, unfolds it, and begins to plunge it into the 23-year-old's neck. Iryna was slashed 3 times and left for dead. After the murder, the killer was seen wandering through the train, still clutching the bloody knife, leaving a trail of blood. The killer then took off his bloody hoodie and walked off the train like nothing happened. Iryna fled.
I wonder how much racism that little video created, just that alone. Not only that, but like, imagine in that car too.
Yeah, did you get the second part of the audio, what he said?
I couldn't quite make it out.
Yeah, they translated on Twitter, but he said, I'm finna get away with it too. Bro, that right there, if that don't earn that nigga a freaking, I don't know what they got in North Carolina, lethal injection, old Sparky, the good old fashioned gallows, you know, what do you call it, the raging bull, man, whatever way that nigga got to go. Like, for black people's best interests, they better be behind saying this nigga got to go. That would be the best thing for black folk right now, to just get behind and be like, nah, this one, he got to fry.
Well, obviously, niggas don't typically do what's best for them. You know that. I know that. I think when SWP, I played his video earlier, and he was talking about closing the mental institutions. And maybe even if you want to argue that that was a good thing to do, I will say this: because we are now closing the mental institutions, we have to be willing to be a lot more aggressive in dealing with people who are allegedly mentally unstable. Because if there is no cure for what you are, then you should not be. And that's kind of how it, like, we're back to like the Joker Batman thing, right? I'm okay with the Batman not killing every criminal in the world that he comes across, right? But Joker should not be. And so, like, it comes this thing of like, well, if he's really that crazy, why do you let him roam? You don't want to lock him up, but you don't want to do the thing that everybody knows and should be done. Because if he's really that bad, he shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be anywhere.
And that's part of the Joker's point too. When you get to the dialogue between the Joker and Batman, the Joker understands that, and he kind of tells Batman that, but at the same time, he knows Batman doesn't have the balls to do it, but he does. Batman, because you ask yourself, okay, the Joker got rid of bad guys as well, like dudes that just weren't as psychotic as him. So in the end, who was really better getting rid of bad guys?
Well, I think, and I don't want to make this a whole comic book conversation, but what I do kind of think is happening, and I've talked about this a little before, like the idea of comic book morality, because like by and large, your heroes aren't really people who kill bad guys, right? But outside of comic books, all of our other heroes definitely kill bad guys, right? And I think the world actually needs that. Human civilization needs good men or even gray men. And every now and then, maybe one of the bad guys does a good thing, right? But we actually have to kill the bad guys. And so, and maybe I'm saying that word too much for the algorithm, but it seems to be a learned lesson of civilization. And if you have this situation where there are people who are obviously mentally ill and crazy violent, then, I mean, it's a 1 + 1.
What's it say about the two people that were sitting beside both of them that didn't even react to the girl getting stabbed?
Probably in shock.
Yeah, I never actually watched the full uncut video, so I didn't see just how they reacted, because I don't know how I would have reacted in that. I would have probably got up and walked away though, because I don't want to just sit there. Because you know what? In that moment, my very next thought is, what if he turns on me? And so now I want to not be in that equation if it even goes to that situation.
but even after he walked away, for there not to be any kind of response at all, I mean, you could see there's absolutely there's no sense of urgency at all on that train from anyone except for him.
I think a lot of people didn't realize what was going on because he did it so quick. As you saw, like everybody just kind of like watched him walk by, and then they turned. When he walked out, they turned and were kind of shocked. But this is the thing. Arizona, Texas. What would have happened to that dude?
Oh, he would have
states like that,
dude. He would have been fried before he got to the fucking.
I mean, people can carry guns in North Carolina, can't they?
They can, but not like it's Charlotte. Charlotte is, one of them left. I'm funny too. I'm in Charlotte right now. Charlotte is like Leftyville.
Okay.
And it's that thing. It's you listen to my freaking Texas rappers, R&B Folk Mob, Big XL the Plug. When they say everybody got that heat in Texas, don't mess around, bro. If he did that shit in Texas, like 5 or 6 people would just pull it out and let him have it. And the reason being is because you don't know what he's gonna do next. He got that knife. You can't take no chances.
Right.
I'm pulling out, bro. That nigga getting fuck it.
Ukraine in 2022 when Putin started bombing, but she died in North Carolina riding public transportation. Here was the president just this morning.
Just give my love and hope to the family of the young woman who was stabbed this morning or last night in Charlotte by a madman, a lunatic. Got up and started. It's right on the tape. Not really watchable because it's horrible. But she's stabbed. She's just sitting there. So they're able to be able to handle that. If we don't handle that, we don't have a country.
I wonder who are all the evil people. It only makes you wonder now.
What kind of monster stabs a woman?
Oh, damn. That's what the evil people look like? That's crazy.
You know, I like the way Tate put it on Twitter. Tate said, you can't let your woman live around multiculturalism. I like that way he put it. Oh, multiculturalism and diversity.
How long do you think it's going to be? How long you think it's going to be before Trump just goes ahead and drops the N bomb and tells us what the problem is?
After the midterms. Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, as soon as we get a red wave in the midterms, Trump's going to be like, "I told you, niggas. These niggas is my niggas, right?" And I'm telling you, when Trump wins the midterms, that's when you get the full N bomb. He's going to go full Trump Fuentes.
None of these niggas have motion except for me. There has to be one real nigga left in America, in this damn country.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
I mean, if you think about it, he's all but just come right out and said black people are the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, he's tiptoed around it. I mean, he's done all but just say it.
Well, look, think about the buildup. Think about the buildup, right? When Trump was out of office, most of his enemies were black women especially.
Well, black women are everybody's enemy.
It was, well, I'm just talking about him politically, but yeah, it's a great comeback. It's the big payback, because Fannie Willis, that whole thing where they were trying to go after him, Letitia James, New York City, and so now that they shot at the king and they missed, because you know what you say when you come at the king, you best not miss. And so now what happens, it does very much look like Trump is going after black Democrats. And this is what I guess. It's perfectly righteous and just, because you wanted to have a bloody political war, and this is what it looks like.
You know what, though? I think there's going to be a whole lot of people trying to gravitate towards the coon side, and it's going to push coons towards white supremacists of color like me. Like there's an awakening going on, and you're seeing it all around the world. If you talk to your foreign friends, they'll ask you.
Did you know there's a Nick Fuentes multiverse, and within that multiverse there is a black Fuentes? And it's not even me. It's not even me. There's a whole self-generated multiverse of Fuenteses, and we have some black Fuenteses now. We got black fascists. I'm telling you, there's a whole new wave coming right now.
Bro, the white supremacists of color, man. Like, y'all thought I was the first one. Bro, the crazy thing is, talking to my uncle who's 90 years old, bro, I didn't know about my grandfather until after my dad died. But my uncle sat down and told me, he's describing him. And me and my wife would get in the car. She's like, holy shit, your grandfather, born in 1911, was a white supremacist of color. I was like, hey, them fucking jeans, baby. Them jeans, baby.
That should sound like a fraternity. WSOC. Dub sock.
And fuck the Hodge twins. Motherfuckers, I coined that shit first.
Yo, shout out to Dick Doug with the 5-ball. Looks kind of bad that we told Russia not to get rid of any Ukrainians, only to that was. I know Vladimir looking at us crazy right now.
Take control of your city.
You know, my German uncle, he would have never let this happen.
His name's Decarlos Brown, 35 years old. He's homeless, and he's been arrested 14 other times. Felony larceny, robbery with a dangerous weapon, assault, shoplifting, public threats. He was sentenced to 7 years for armed robbery. And when he was out on parole, he was arrested for beating up his own sister. But he was never sent back to prison. Earlier this year, he got in more trouble, this time for faking 911 calls. But the judge released him on no cash bail. He was placed on psychiatric monitoring since he'd been diagnosed as a schizophrenic, but obviously he wasn't monitored.
Where was the monitoring? If he was placed on psychiatric monitoring, that means there was a contract already in place, but between the state and a private facility So that means there would have to be a record of who he would have been contracted to for psychiatric service. The state isn't just going to take this crazy guy and say, go find a doctor. The state is going to mandate a program for you. The state already has a program in place so they can funnel you. So now at this point, where was he supposed to go? I want to know who owned that program and was she connected to the doctor, to the judge at all?
This should be a national story, but it's not. A beautiful, innocent Ukrainian refugee was murdered in cold blood in an American city. And the mainstream media has been silent. We're accepting refugees like Iryna because they'll be killed if they stay in Ukraine. This is legitimate case for asylum, unlike the scams at the southern border. Democrats told us people like Iryna are special.
Announced 2 days ago, we will welcome 100,000 Ukrainian refugees.
Our collective responsibility to ensure the safety and well-being of these refugees.
We have a moral responsibility in the world, as every other country does too, to receive refugees who have a well-founded fear of persecution or harm to return to their own country.
Now, if you have a moral responsibility to receive a refugee like Iryna, don't you have a moral responsibility to say something when she's murdered, when you can't protect her? Nancy hasn't said a thing. Outside of North Carolina, no Democrat has. Every politician in the country had something to say the last time surveillance cameras caught a death on a train.
And you guys asked earlier about why nobody intervened, why nobody got up. You will be punished for helping. Yeah. No good deed goes unpunished.
You'll be considered a racist white supremacist for, trying to stop someone from stabbing somebody up.
Yeah, only a nigga can say
that, by the way.
Yeah, only a nigga can step in.
Stop another nigga. That's crazy.
Hey, I put a link for
a B1000.
Hey, by the way, I put a link for the Black Nick Fuentes in the back.
Yeah, I got that. Give me a second here.
The Daniel Penny case was a national sensation. And usually when a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman gets killed, the media goes wall to wall. Gabby Petito, Natalie Holloway, the Idaho sorority sisters. Why not this time? The Democrat mayor of Charlotte says we should show the killer compassion. Tragic incidents like these should force us to look at what we are doing.
We should show compassion. Wow.
Across
Amazing.
our community to address root causes. We will never arrest our way out of issues such as homelessness and mental health. Root causes is what you say to make yourself look deep, but really it's just a dodge, like Kamala the borders are. After the Charlotte City Council held a meeting on the murder, they ate cake. Mayor Lyles stopped the proceedings and threw a birthday party for a member of the city council. The governor, Josh Stein, waited until today to say Iryna's name, 2 weeks after she got stabbed to death. But when he was attorney general and George Floyd died, he started a task force.
The Task Force for Racial Equity and Criminal Justice will consider and implement measures that can bring about meaningful change to the criminal justice system.
And this is why we have a growing army of angry, and angrier white men who want true racial equality. And true equality is going to piss you niggas off.
Okay,
true equality is going to fuck niggas up.
Racial equality is going to be the greatest thing to ever happen to this country. Watch and see.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm
this
not
is
putting
the
that on
weird
recruitment.
position. Give me 1 second, Trey. Let me say this last line. This is the weird position that Black America is in. And yesterday I equated it to like a father-son relationship where like the kid's like, fuck you, dad, I need money. Fuck you, dad, help me out. Fuck you, dad, you got to do something for me, right? And Black folk are in this very weird feminine position where like when men say to women, you don't want real equality, That's the same position Black America's in right now. You niggas don't want true equality. You want reality to be massaged, and you want the truth to be, hidden, so people don't look at you weird and people don't get uncomfortable and all that. You want people to be lied to about the nature of reality. But go ahead, Trey. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, man, this is because white guys are smart, like Snowman. Snowman knows that he can't go out and like handle business like this, but he could get somebody like me that will gladly do it, that will take out a freaking tarantula head. And white guys are gonna realize, like, you know what? We need foot soldiers. Kind of like the black SS troops that Uncle H had. Some of his hardest fighters. So what's gonna happen is this. There's gonna be a time when white supremacist color super coons are gonna be called upon to freaking take these mofos out. Kind of like the police officers in Memphis that took out that pook, all not guilty. A white jury found them not guilty. That's what it's going to come down to.
Let's stop. See, I hate to be making fights, but you know what? I gotta be me, man. I can't help but to be me. You know what just popped up on my feed, bro? And this is like a homie, kind of, sort of. This is a friend somewhat, YouTube friends. Sub-Zero. Trey, you familiar with Sub-Zero, right?
Oh yeah, I'm blocked in his chat for being that conservative blocked me.
He only let me on this panel once.
He went live just a few minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. It says which race was really more violent in America and around the world. Which direction you think Sub-Zero about to go with that one, bro? Oh man.
Well, the white man raped and plundered and colonized the whole world.
I realize niggas compare like war and conquest to urban violence when you live in a civil society. Like somehow those are the same thing and to the mind of a lot of black folk. Like the fact that you guys went around the world, or the fact that you had wars that went around the world, is the same as niggas in the neighborhood shooting up the block for crack money.
And this is where the low expectation of the nigga comes. He doesn't realize that everybody was doing it. Like darkies did it all over Africa. Arabians did it to Europe and Africa. The white man did it wherever he could take a boat to and Europe. Asians did it all over Asia.
If Africans could swim or sail, they would have done that shit too, but they hadn't figured out the next level of conquering yet.
Yeah, it's like whichever way of history you look at, the white man came over here, he either stopped the $5 Indians and, their Aboriginal niggas from eating each other. Like, you ask these niggas, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to be, like a fillet of fish for your next door neighbor and the TP one over, the mud hut one over? Or would you prefer the protection of the white man?
Let me get back to this clip.
You know what that task force did? It reimagined policing and created alternatives to arrests, and of course eliminated cash bail for a whole host of crimes. They even hired a DEI consultant to make sure black convicts don't serve too much time. Now a white woman gets slashed to death by a schizophrenic black ex-con, and the media is blaming the cameras. Quote, the video is easily shared or leaked and can instantly pollinate across social media, a visual counterpoint to statistics showing crime decreases. Ah, yeah, the video of a murder is making it harder for them to convince you crime's down. Brian Stelter says it's racist to share the video.
It's being used, as you said, Brianna, as a political symbol, with MAGA media calling for more forceful punishments and more incarceration. I have to say, some of the replies to Musk, some of the comments around this story are baldly racist, stoking fear of African Americans because this man attacked a white woman. The open racism on sites like X today, it's eye-popping.
So CNN is complaining that...
And shout out to Dick Thug with the $10 super chat. This throws all of the black manosphere talking points out of the window, right? About all of what black men go through in court, even though this guy was walking around free. You never hear me talking like that. This is where I break with the black manosphere because their politics are too lefty. Most of the black manosphere leans left politically for the sake of the racial defense, right? And I don't like to play the racial defense thing. It is what it is. Niggas do a lot of shit. I understand the issues in a lot of ways, so I'm not necessarily going to fight that battle. But you are absolutely right, though, Dick Thug. Like, there is not a black male privilege per se, but a black privilege that black folk don't like to talk about. Because, like, look, if you're
wait, did you just say there's black privilege, sir?
Fuck yeah.
I have black privilege. I have black privilege.
Yeah, but you got a different kind of, you got like the white privilege card as a black guy. That's not the privilege I'm talking about. No.
You know what I mean? I have black father privilege. My daughters would freaking cut their mother's throat in a heartbeat for me. My black daughters would give it all for me.
Over me? For me? Nah, I feel you. Nah, I think when it comes to like the lower level criminal justice thing, yeah, there is some of that there. So like they have been softening the punishment on that level. Now that's not necessarily going to help you if you're trying to get to college, if you're trying to get a job in corporate America or something. That doesn't necessarily help you. But on that low end, yeah, there is something going on there. Now women, they get their own privilege too, but it's a different thing. And that's why I just said it. I called it black privilege across the board, because there is some things that are in play to help things out. It's not all across the board, though.
People are bringing up race. CNN brings up race in cooking segments. CNN not reporting the story is actually what's racist. This isn't just a one-off. In Philly over the weekend, a woman was just executed in broad daylight, just blocks from the Liberty Bell.
A woman is gunned down and killed in Center City, Philadelphia. Police say it was just before 6 o'clock near 11th and Chestnut Streets. Investigators say the woman was rushed to the hospital where she died a short time later. Police say they do have a suspect in custody, but are not yet releasing their identity. Police working to piece together what led to this fatal shooting.
In Chicago this weekend, 18 shot, 6 killed. What does everything have in common? Black suspects, career criminals who keep catching breaks by the justice system.
Black privilege. Like I said, it doesn't really exist on the upper end. If you're just, a good guy trying to do things in the world, you're not going to get any special favors as far as I know as a black man.
You got to be the grimiest of the grimy in order to get it.
But if you shoot a nigga in the neck, you might get home that night. You gotta take your chances, bro. How you want to live? You want to be a little bitch or nah?
In Washington, D.C., the average homicide suspect has 11 prior arrests. People with that many priors are telling society, if you don't incarcerate me, it's only a matter of time before someone dies.
See, you just not a real nigga. You're not really trying to get out there and get it like how you live. You niggas want to go out there and work for the white man. See, this is what I was talking about earlier when I was saying how black criminals somehow become a weird type of revolution, a revolutionary against like the white man system, because law and order is a white man thing. We are fighting the white man system. Therefore, if I commit crimes, I am a revolutionary against the white man. And so like this is all kind of a part. It's kind of like baked into the culture without it even being, you fully cammed up, by the way, Trey. It's all baked into the culture without it even being like a lesson that you have to get taught directly.
But cities would rather run these ex-cons through rehab programs and get rich. Restorative justice, just another name for saying crime pays. Donald Trump's had enough.
We're all people of religion, but there are evil people, and we have to confront that. When you have horrible killings, you have to take horrible actions.
Now, if we don't confront evil, evil spreads. Just look at history. America needs a true war on crime.
Jussie Waters, and then almost Trump by extension, is saying that there is evil in America that we have to fight, and it's basically a bunch of young niggas.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy!
I'm telling you, man, this the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
Everybody must eat! Everybody must eat! Everybody must eat! Everybody must eat! Yes!
Fuck you. War.
That's how the white man goes to war. He doesn't get up in a panel and go, these bitch ass niggas, you motherfucker. You know what the white man does? He sits in a chair, he pours a glass of whiskey, he lights a cigar, he puffs on that bitch, and he says, war. And then houses blow up.
I don't know about you, but me personally, like this, where you stopped it, where you see those fine young military soldiers patrolling the streets of America, that actually makes me feel comfortable, to be honest with you. I would rather see I don't know about you, but I feel better seeing our troops in America than on other people's soil patrolling their streets, keeping them safe.
Well, Snowman, man, I've said that, for so long as a soldier, bro. And one of the things that when I went back overseas as a contractor, it hit me. I was like, why are, all these soldiers, when I looked at soldiers from the outside in and I saw the way they were living and I'm making all this crazy money over there, I'm like, why are these young soldiers not at the U.S. border? Why are they not down in places like Mexico that are funneling shit to us? South America, up on the northern border, Canadian.
Trey, I know you heard, Trey. The drug war is back, baby. We're bringing the 80s back. We're blowing up narco boats off the coast of Venezuela, bro. It's good times. We're playing techno music in the clubs again. It's starting to be dope, bro. It's starting to be dope.
Well, y'all know I have no problem with big booty Latinas over here. We can invade Venezuela all day long. Like big booty Latinas, like we'll ship out. Let's get the slave trade going. White liberals, females, and strags. We'll trade them straight to Venezuela and bring big booty Latinas over here. I'm all for the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Caribbean slave trade again. Let's make it happen.
Oh, I bid farewell to the port and the land. What's up? Well, pirates and
What's good, Bucky?
What up, Bucky? What up?
We gotta learn a Shanty song. We gotta do some pirate songs.
Yeah. Rule Britannia. Britannia rules the seas. You know what I'm saying? It's a good one.
Listen, you got to go off the war happy with joy in your heart.
No, it's just more wars, bro. I don't know what you want from.
Back 3 strike laws, mandatory minimums. You got to take the discretion out of the hands of these lunatic judges and DAs. But the media would rather wage a war on Trump than a war on crime.
Well, why would the Department of Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
Says the man who'd renamed it the Department of War. I see what you did there, Trump. I like what you did there. All of these guys work for the Department of War, low key.
Well, by all rights, the military does take an oath to defend the nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And right now, we have a domestic enemy problem that needs to be done away with.
Don't say that too strongly now, because we're next. I'm sorry.
It's not a war, capital W. It's a war with a little W.
Here's the thing, right? They are at war, like with all the gang activity and all of that. Those are foreign actors within that have tribed up for their own benefit, and the police have been at war with them for decades, and now the military is getting involved, and now the gangs are losing because when you tell a Marine,
I thought y'all niggas were soldiers. Remember, I'm a no limit soldier.
Right,
I told you. I thought y'all niggas were
I
soldiers.
thought Beyonce didn't Beyonce want a soldier too?
Yeah, I need a soldier, one that'll rock me, take over Chicago and top me. They was on that shit. They wanted that shit, man. Now look at you niggas. We don't want a war in the street, bitch ass niggas.
Could you imagine a pretty white Ukrainian girl walking around in O Block in the middle of the night safely?
No.
That sounds like have to get.
But that's what Trump is going for. That's what he's after.
Oh, I'll finally be able to explore these cities. I'm just joking.
It depends on how much she weighs. You know, if it's over a certain weight limit, you know, niggas gonna protect her.
No, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. My whole thing is this is awesome, and I'd rather, obviously, what Snowman said, I'd rather see American soldiers back here at home than over there. But I do have a striking feeling that we're going to be into another. I've been really disappointed with Trump's term so far. I'm not going to lie.
Well, the problem is, Bumpkin, he can't go full like Mussolini.
Yeah, the problem is though, there's literally nothing that would stop him from doing so, but he refuses to do it.
You know what? What's stopping him, bro, is the people that run the media. I'm like Kanye. I can't really say who those people are. I can't name those people, but they run all of our institutions.
Yeah, and he is basically one of them. Both of his.
We got to get back to the Chicago game. I know. Swim in another direction.
Trump, do not send the National Guard to Chicago game. Do not, I repeat, do not do it. We are a different fucking breed out here.
Real fat ass gonna do. Sorry,
nigga. We are not Washington D.C. Nigga. This is Chicago, nigga. Them niggas go fight back. I'm telling you, them niggas go fight back, gang. Whatever. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Them young niggas got switches, gang. They not going for that shit, bro. I know a bunch of y'all finna say, oh, it's the National Guard. They can't do anything about it. They must go in Chicago. Nigga, do y'all know that it's more bad people than good people, bro? There are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago by the city by itself. Trump, do not send the National Guard to Chicago, gang.
Sounds like there's going to be a bunch of dead YNs in Chicago soon.
Man, let me see. A 100. I'll be right back.
Here's the thing, right? You want to know what's crazy about this? You tell a police officer to another police officer, I need cover, and they give them cover, right? You tell National Guard and Marines, I need cover. They lay down suppressing fire. It's a different breed of people. They're trained for warfare. I don't know.
Here's a crazy thing. And they want to call us up. They don't want to call guys like me back in. They're nice. Bro, we were taught hand-to-hand combat. None of this combative shit. We were trained to kill, straight up. So they don't want the old guys called back in.
Betrayed me to be a gang member, bro. I said the city of Chicago is going to try to fight back the National Guard no matter what they try to do, bro. They're already putting salt trucks, bro, downtown. They trying to block out and trying to make a wall. This internet shit is so crazy, bro. Y'all label me a gang member and don't even
hold on.
About me. Bro, niggas in Chicago young and dumb, bro. You think they don't give a fuck about the National Guard? And I keep trying to.
Yeah, he made it on the news, and now he don't want the smoke no more.
Wait, hold on. Did he really just say that they're building a wall in Chicago, the same city that criticized Trump building a wall on the southern border?
They're using salt trucks too. Like, I don't know what the fuck they think they're doing.
Salt trucks for what?
I don't know. I guess they're gonna have a last stand or some shit.
They're gonna have a last stand with the United States military?
I don't know, bro. Like, I hope they have.
It's all fun.
Oh, dude, Gunner, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Hey, Gunner,
when this is Black Wall Street all over again, bro. I can't wait.
Gunner, salt truck, Sabo. That's all I want to hear.
Oh, whoa.
Dude, they're going to bring in a gunship and just take out everything south of 40th Street.
Mark my words. In 50 years, people, if this actually goes down like this, in 50 years, people will call this, it's going to be another Black Wall Street, bro. Mark my fucking words.
It's going to make Chicago a white town again.
Dude, it's
I would love to see Chicago turn into Mogadishu when the little birds just come over on a strafe and run.
They don't care, bro. They go try to do some stupid shit or do some dumb shit, and they go get fucked up. Simple as that. And I keep trying to tell y'all, bro, yeah, they go get fucked up. Yeah, they probably go get shot and get killed. But they are going to try to do something stupid enough, bro, to make headlines, bro. They don't care, bro. They don't even care about doing mass shootings, bro. What makes you think they care about the National Guard? And y'all betraying me to be a gang member, bro, and y'all don't know shit about me, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man, ain't your boy.
Man, Men in Black are gonna show up in the middle of the night and freaking put that nigga in chains.
So my question is if his argument is it doesn't matter what you do, these little shooters are still going to keep shooting. What's he trying to say? That we should just let them keep shooting?
The logic, bro. Did you not hear Sergeant Willie Pete, bro? The logic, bro.
I mean, this don't make no sense. So your argument is they're just going to keep doing it, so just let it go and not do anything about it.
Just let them shoot each other, man, apparently.
You want to talk about reparations? You don't want to talk about, fixing the policies where you literally explicitly undermining the black community with redlining, blockbusting, Jim Crow, eminent domain, urban renewal, COINTELPRO, CIA, Iran, Contras, right? Denial of FHA loans, denial of Social Security for the first 20 years, right? Racial housing covenants, right? Denial
no
of
reparations yet,
right? 1994 crime bill, right? Denial of GI Bill for black veterans.
This is all white.
Right? You did all that. And you want to complain, oh, the black community, oh, there's such a problem. Okay, well, then put the money back. Put the money back and you can solve all that shit. Oh, no.
The money was never there.
Are these black people aware of how many white... Well, hold on. Do these black people understand how many white people were denied GI Bills too, though? It wasn't just black folks. This shit's getting retarded. This incessant, I want to be the king of the victims mentality is absolutely insane. When did the black community become the arbiter of all things horrible and perpetually bad that's done to people, to where no one else on the planet has ever seen anything other than like the oppression? This shit's fucking absurd.
Yes, let the rage flow through you, my young white man. Let the rage flow through you.
This is just,
I'm starting to
talk
think
about the Europeans. Europeans clearly has its own history of warfare. 100 Years' War, Napoleonic Wars, World Wars, obviously.
Bunkin,
But to claim Europeans were uniquely violent.
You're goddamn right.
Warfare and conquest are universal human traits. They are. That's part of being a human being is war, violence. The only reason, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, the only reason black people love to try to demonize the white man and his violence is because you lost and the white man is successful. They built Western civilization. They're winning.
Oh, shit. I thought he was going to go the other way with that.
Man, hold on. Hey, we're going to have to get
I've been saying it's sore loser syndrome.
It really is, though. It really is, though. You niggas on some hoes mad forever shit.
Bro, we're gonna have to get like a coon like SEAL team together to go rescue freaking dirty folks and Mr. O, man, when this shit pops off.
No,
I'll do it. I'll do it.
They know how to get out.
Nah, we put together, bro. I'll be on that detail. I'll be on that task force. Let's run this shit.
Hey, dirty folks, man, drop your location. We coming, bro. We coming, dirty folks.
Don't worry, homie. We got you, dude. Operation get the old
Dirty's in Inglewood too, man. That's not a good neighborhood.
They winning.
Did I meet Dirty?
Right? You don't see too many videos of people dragging the Dahomey or dragging the Zulus in South Africa because they conquered and killed and did maimed and murdered. They can care less. Anybody that it's the one on top that's gonna get the most arrows. That's just how it works. So because America's the most powerful nation, the oil is backed by the dollar. The oil is sold in dollars, the petrodollar and all that. America is the demon. You be doing this to the Portuguese. You be doing this to the Spaniards. You be doing this to the Belgians. You will be doing this to, let's say, Nigerians. If Nigeria got on top and was the most powerful nation in the world, we would dog them out. You see videos of people dragging Nigeria.
Yeah, that's all facts too, man. It sucks to have the #1 headband.
That's what it is, honestly.
And you know what, too? And I think black folk haven't realized this. Being American, if white folk have the #1 headband, then us being black Americans, we've held the #2 headband for a long time, which means other people want our spot because we're in the way.
There's nothing wrong with second place yet. There's nothing wrong with second
Well, that's not
place.
even what I'm saying. I'm not even arguing against that at all. I'm just pointing out that being holding the number 2 headband means that we have it's our responsibility. Number 1 and number 2, technically, we fight off all these other niggas.
Being that you're number 2, you guys are literally the head Negroes in charge of all the other Negroes on the planet.
No, wrong. We are number 1. And you know what? A lot of white guys, hardcore racist white guys said this during the MAGA movement. White supremacists of color, super coons are number 1 in the world. And I've traveled the world. And when you have these thoughts and it's chocolate ass skin, you are unstoppable. Motherfuckers worship you. I go around this country every freaking week. White people worship me. When they see my army, my grunt style, the shit I wear, they worship you. When they realize that you're a white supremacist of color, they get this secret smile on their face and they want to get all buddy with you. We are number motherfucking 1 in this world. Fuck the number 2 shit. Fucking stand on Anthony Johnson, the real ancestor.
That's cool.
Hey, niggers.
Hey, the coon of coons.
God damn. Someone came in with tables and shit.
No. First off, I love the white guy's response to your whole chest out rant trade. Bumpkin's like, yeah, that's cool. and then comes SKC, hey niggers.
I love it.
It was so.
I'm curious.
Perfect sequence.
What is all of this about, man? I just got through.
But hold up.
A bike ride and then I saw.
But hold up, SKC.
Said, man, morning panel. What is this?
Yeah, hold up, Coda. Cuz let me respond to Bucket.
I'm running late. I'm not even supposed to be here talking to y'all. I got shit I gotta go do, but I had to get this out. I hadn't done a full show in a couple of days, so.
Bucket, bro, you my boy, man. We don't go back and forth many a time, but Bucket, you know, bro, I can get away with way more than you can out here. A whole lot more.
You can get away with pretty much the same amount as I can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll get canceled. Ain't no canceling me, bro.
What are they gonna cancel, bro?
Yeah, they ain't canceling nobody.
Okay, Snowman. The campaign they ran against you forever.
Did they cancel me?
No, but I'm saying like
I'm
the
still
attempt.
here,
No, the attempt. All the angst they try to put you through and all that. Even let's deal with the Fed issue. My Fed issue versus your Fed issue. And you know the guys, you knew. Bro, as soon as they caught wind that I was a nigga, I just code switched. And the motherfuckers were like, oh, you good.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm guessing people are having some difficulty dealing with this Decarlos Brown Jr. killing and the fatigue of all of this black violence that's been hidden for quite some while by the media.
Real quick.
A little bit.
So, I don't know anything about this case. Let me just guess. The black dude kills the white chick.
Well, duh.
Bro, where the fuck you been at, bro?
Did you think she killed him?
When the fuck? You know what's funny? You say that freaking hood, but how much did motherfuckers go off when that one OnlyFans chick killed the African dude down in Florida? You remember all the outrage? Bro.
It's got like a knife or something? It's a hatchet?
Yeah, he has a knife in his hand, and he pretty much just
stabs her.
Just stands up and stabs her in the neck, and
It's
she
like
bleeds out on the train. And that was it.
What the fuck else you think happened here with dealing with a chimp?
Yeah.
You know,
so
another thing that I found.
Were you working like for the last 24 hours? This whole thing has been like blowing up the media, bro.
I've been working. So
okay.
Another thing that I found interesting when reading stories about all this hood is someone brought up how in San Francisco, the BART system there, the transit system, a writer of some sort back in 2014 wanted to get that right there. They wanted to get the crime surveillance videos, but they wouldn't release them because they said it would make people racist.
Bro, that happened in Portland too, bro, on the Portland train.
Oh man, that's crazy. Think about the complications of that, or the implications of that, Snowman. No, I don't.
Dude,
want
I'm
you to
sitting
see
here.
this
Dude, I'm
because
thinking
it's
of the
going to make you more racist.
I'm just sitting here thinking of the implications of the statement on the headline. I mean,
Yeah,
that just the statement that they made alone has implications. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
At first, I thought it was a spoof article, but then I looked it up, and yeah, it's real. And like Trey was stating, there are several transit stations all over the states that have followed this model of not releasing surveillance video, and they also will not alert the public that a lot of these young scholars are
rocket scientists.
Yeah, rocket scientists, astronauts,
Philanthropists. They're philanthropists.
are going about and causing chaos in the transit systems.
Yeah, leave the future brain surgeons alone.
Hey, well, look, if you look at it, it goes right along though with the media and how they portray things. Every time, if you look at it, every time white people do something horrific, they make sure that everyone knows that it's a white person right from the beginning headline. But if a black person drives their red SUV through a Christmas parade, it's red SUV plows through a Christmas parade.
Correct. You know,
let me kind of make a hard segue about the same thing, but wait, let me read this super chat real quick. Who was that? Detroit 313 with the foul ball. There is a monster boss battle in Chicago. That's Judge Keish's. Shout out to you for the foul ball. I want to kind of switch over here to another story. It's tangentially related. It happened at a baseball game. If you noticed the thumbnail we used today, it's only half about the stabbing. And it says symptom, root cause, right? The symptom is this tarantula monster attacking the young white girl. Whereas the root cause is Karen yelling at a father out at a baseball game. Where does this image come from? Let's take a look now. Let me drop this graphic for you guys here.
That white guy was very shameful, by the way he gave up that baseball to that Karen. I would have punched her in her eyeball.
Yeah, 40 years ago, she wouldn't have dared, and he would have probably slapped her, and then the crowd would have applauded him. But,
I'm not saying 40 years ago. I'm saying 40 seconds ago, I would have punched her in the eyeball.
It goes back. This comes from a long line, a very long time of whittling away at the white man and the male testosterone in general, right? Generations of henpecking led to this moment. Oh shit! Oh, see, that's the good dad moment. I'm sorry, wrong video. That's what you do when you're a good dad. You catch the ball with a beer and a baby in arm. All right, my bad. That was the wrong video. But there was actually video of that moment. I thought that was the home run. I mean, damn, it was a home run.
Yeah, it was a home run, and I saw that video. Dude, the way that father acted, dude, he acted like a straight white bitch. Right in front of his son, mind you. Right in front of his son.
But here's the thing, Snowman. If he would have rightfully freaking laid her
And I want you to understand, stop it real quick. Yeah, see, he didn't take it from her. He ran over just like everyone else trying to get the ball.
Yeah, everything's fair play. Got to be quicker than that. How'd you let that guy come from all the way the fuck over there and beat all of y'all? He was a champion just now.
But her soy boy, man, he didn't do nothing. The soy boy that was with her didn't do jack.
And look, she was already on him, and she never had the ball in her hand at all. Look, he got the ball off the floor down there. She's on the next level up. She couldn't even get the ball. He gets the ball. She's on him. Now look at this. That goes back. Fucking king right now. A king and his prince right now. You understand? I wouldn't have let anybody ruin this moment.
Absolutely not, dude. I would have shoved that bitch right out into the fucking aisle, dude. Get the fuck away from me. I would have went over there and got into it with her fucking old man. You best check your fucking bitch.
Yes. You remember Randy in South Park when he was getting into fights at all the games? Oh, I thought this was America, huh? I would have been in the back of the squad car. They would have had to lump me up, all right? I'm going out like Willie Lump behind this ball today, all right? Because there's no way in hell I'm going to let you break this moment.
I see a bigger issue though.
And that right there. In that little moment, look how he reacted.
Yeah. She draws back and he sits there and shakes like a little fucking woman. Like, what the fuck are what is that?
Trembled. He trembled. He's now,
he didn't even push his son off to the side. He offered his son up as a fucking like a shield.
Multiply that by angry black guy.
I'm sorry, but the way that dad handled it, that was wrong to me. He should have fucking stepped up like a fucking man. And actually, that bitch's fucking husband should have fucking stepped up like a man. He should have took that ball right back out of her hand and went over and gave it to that kid.
On some man shit, yeah, let the boy have his ball, bro. There's no way in hell you deserve that ball over that kid.
And this is why black people don't respect white people anymore.
Yeah.
Snowman, why is she at the game?
Her husband or something.
Probably, I would assume that they were at the game because they're fans and want to watch the baseball game.
Took the ball out of his son's hand just
and look how limp-wristed he is, dude, while he does it.
Bro, I would have pushed that bitch down and waited for the fight, bro. I know you got a man somewhere here that I got to deal with, so let's just have it out. Because there's no way in hell, bro. Somebody got to go down.
The shame that man has to feel, even after the fact. Going back and looking at that, I'd be so shameful.
Listen, I've tasted shame once before.
You're wrong for this one. You're wrong for this one.
I'm very happy that we had to give it to her, but we can't win. She was gonna get it anyways.
And this is why young white men are becoming more and more right-wing, because they're tired of seeing their dads be cucks and pussies. They're tired of watching their dads fall on the sword. They don't want to be raised to be a pussy by a pussy.
This is what happy life culture has created.
Yeah, who's number one against Snowman? Bumpkin? Bro, if me or Hood would have uppercutted that bitch, we would have been celebrated.
You went to jail.
Don't matter. We'd still be celebrated.
I'm not, you know the reason why.
They would have thrown him a damn barbecue as soon as they got out.
Yeah, we would have got more. We would have got freaking daggone Carmelo fund cashed out to us.
No, if I would have done that to a black woman, I'd have had to shoot somebody on my way home.
Yeah, but you do it to a white woman, you getting celebrated.
Right. So we're not even playing the same game at this point, Trey.
Continue on North Josh Birmingham Parkway for half a mile.
Hood is going deep in this one, man. I can see one of Hood's commentaries on this. He's like, and see, what you don't understand is that 10 years from now, there's going to be a conversation between this dad and the son, and it's going to be on something totally unrelated. But then the kid is just going to all of a sudden jump out and say, "The ball was mine, Dad."
Hey, SKC.
That's a fact, SKC.
Hey, SKC. Could you imagine if she had done that at an Astros game? What would have happened to her? I used the same word when I told my wife. I was like, shit.
Yeah, they would have destroyed her. But that's what I mean. It's I don't know what it is. I thought Philly baseball used to be like a masculine type of thing. You know, back in the day.
No, they were Miami.
Feeling and all of that stuff. And I don't know. That's why I was wondering, like, why is she even at the game?
This was in Miami at a Miami Marlins game. And the stadium only had like 6,000 people. It was empty.
Oh, it wasn't in Philly?
Continue straight to stay on Josh Birmingham Parkway, then use the middle lane.
Who's driving right now? We use GPS.
I wasn't very happy that we had to give it to her, but we can't win.
I hate that he's raising his son to think that we can't win. It is so fucking symbolic of everything wrong in Western culture right now.
Dude, look at the expression on his father and on the dad and the daughter's face, and then look at the expression on the son's face.
The mom had to be held back. I mean, God, I wish.
I think the daughter knows that the men in her life are bitches. She can't verbalize it yet, but her female DNA recognizes bitch niggas.
You can tell that son feels shameful right now for how his dad reacted. He's trying to find a way to get his dad's manhood back. He's trying to, and you can see it in his eyes. Like, why am I having to do this?
Snowman is gonna put the little red star images in the boy's eyes, and this is when I was red pilled.
This is that kid's villain origin story, dude.
I was just about to say that.
You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna discover the AI English edits of Adolf on TikTok, and he's gonna start going down dark rabbit holes on the internet.
Man, he got black pill and red pill all in one moment.
Like his look on his face is
for real. The look on his face compared to his dad and his sister is insane.
Yeah, it's like it's not funny.
I've never seen that look on my boy's face, bro. I've never ever seen that look on my boy's face. I'm sorry. As a father, that look is painful to my balls right now, bro. Like I can't. I would never do that to my kid, man. I would suffer so much pain to avoid that look on my boy's face, man. You don't even know.
You know whose son I think has made that face before? Destiny.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Destiny's son is a full graper, though. We talked about that. Destiny's son is fully graped up now. That is wow.
That's the face. If you recall, that is the face that Malcolm made every time his dad conceded to his mom on Malcolm in the Middle.
Bro.
Real.
The program.
A viral video your dad
Trey, you are
that's it. There's no way for you to go besides.
I can tell you're driving through white people neighborhoods because your signal's breaking up.
He said you can't win while wearing. Oh my goodness! It's like it's 2025. America's best pastime, and the boy at the game says you can't win.
I mean, he saw his father tremble in the face of a random woman. He literally turned around and, oh, don't hurt me. I'm just a girl. Like his dad literally turned around and was like, I'm just a girl.
Take my son. Just don't hurt me.
Do you know what you just did to this boy in his middle school career?
The fact that his dad's first reaction was to pull away, man. Someone comes up on me with their hand pulled back, I'm throat punching them. That's my first reaction.
Like because it's a woman, I might not punch you right in the face, but I'm gonna push the shit
Nah,
out of you.
dude, she had a butch ass dyke haircut. She looks like a dude to me coming up on me. She getting throat punched because I'm only seeing her out of my peripherals.
You're gonna hit her with the equality hook.
I wasn't very happy that we had to give it to her, but we can't win. She was gonna get it anyways.
Sure. She wasn't gonna take it, but we did.
That's what she did. She took it.
I apologize to you, but it was the right thing. We just wanted her to go away.
Yeah.
And it worked out. You got a bat.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And this is why ninjas keep
putting the ball back.
And this is why ninjas keep stabbing people up on trains, because nobody doing nothing about it. We're just giving them what they want, so they'll stay away.
Yeah.
Vanta in the chat says this is making me angry.
Decarlos is
Vanta, for real.
Decarlos is gonna get a free baseball bat too. Watch, he's gonna get a whole trip to like a basketball.
Dude, that doesn't
game
make that doesn't take the shame away.
Oh man,
that'll not erase the shame. And I hope that father stays forever shamed. I hope on his deathbed, his son looks at him and says, "The ball was mine."
You know what? I'm going to say it. In this aspect about the West, I'm going to say it, okay? I'm going to say it. I think Europe is ahead of the U.S.
How so?
I think Europe is more cooked than the U.S. though.
Yeah, I think so too.
America's the last place, man. Europe is going to descend in a civil war, and then they're going to get flooded by so many Arabs. It's going to be hell.
Nah,
Because look, the fact that Europe is still a functioning country, well, the fact that like Germany, like France right now has collapsed its government, right? Germany is also struggling to keep its government together. If government collapses long enough, the only thing really stopping the hordes from really hoarding is the fact that there's still any kind of functional government. Once they just start walking over there because it's a war, now we're going to all go jihad on foot. Bro, I'm telling you, America's the last place to hold on because they can't get here. They got to fucking swim over here or something. We're not going to let them bring all these
Europe.
jihad
See what's going on in Ireland, in Germany? 500,000 people collectively across Europe went to re-migration protests. Have you not been seeing that shit?
I've seen 500,000 people go on a giant white picnic in downtown Europe, but they haven't really done it.
Giant white picnic. So
that's
like,
all that shit is. It's a big white picnic, and they brought the children. That's how you know they wasn't going to burn anything down, because they brought their fucking children.
So I can show you pictures of Ireland.
Ireland is different.
Ireland's different. Ireland's different. Right?
Ireland.
Why is Ireland always different?
Because why is Ireland Irish, bro? I don't know. That's you. What you figure that out. I don't know.
You know what?
Irish burned some shit down.
I think it's time. After seeing displays of Ireland during this century, when the West had almost fallen, when the European homeland is getting invaded, seeing Ireland be the defenders and bastions of white culture, I think the Irish are white officially.
Yes.
Fuck this shit. I don't care anymore.
They've earned their white. They've earned their white.
They've earned it. They've earned it.
They weren't white all this time.
It was a conflated thing.
They're like fringe white.
It was like, okay, there's this.
It was more like DEI white.
So fun fact: there's colorism even within white society. So let me break this down for you. Okay.
White people don't actually like people that are actually white.
Yeah. So it all started with the Italians. Okay. Northern Italians are by all circumstances white. Okay, they are of European stock. Now, where this comes into conflict is this little island called Sicily.
Oh, the eggplant thing.
Sicily.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
You look at a Sicilian and you're like, that's not quite white, right? There's something else going on there. And then that conflated to the Irish question, which doesn't make any goddamn sense. But it was pretty much just a bunch of Anglos. And I'll take fault. My people were at fault of this, right? The Anglos.
I appreciate you recognizing your. I appreciate you recognizing your historical fault.
Historical fault.
Oh my God, my skin color. Oh my God, my
Anglos have always hated the Picts.
My skin color.
The Anglos have hated the Picts for 1,000 years. More than that, probably.
And my DNA comes from both, so it's fine, right? I'm the intermediate between the two. So yeah, they just.
He's a little.
Fuck it, I've already told you, bro. You got niggas somewhere in your genealogy.
I got what?
You got darkies in your genealogy somewhere.
I don't. Wait, who's talking about? I can't see their name.
That's Trey MBD.
Oh, Trey, I've told you this, bro. Trace it all back. I do not. Negatory. None. Zero zip nada.
Sure. You know what all your grandmothers were doing. Sure. You got too much swag, Bunkin.
I got too much swag? Oh, a white man with charisma.
See,
no.
Niggas think they own swag. You see what I mean?
I know, dude.
God.
You're a white man with some riz.
Yeah. Sorry, Bunkin. You did great.
No. How can Negroes own swag if they didn't even come up with the word?
Same reason why they own cars. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if there's an African word for swag. I wonder if do you imagine there's an African language that has a word for swagger?
I got a question. Why are Ugandan people have such big ass mouths?
Fuck if I know, bro. That's such a weird.
That is a good question. I've always
You've noticed that, right?
Myself.
They got some big ass mouths, dude.
That was what we were there for. We were there to get a home run ball. So
Fit a
I
whole
thought
ass watermelon on that
this was
bitch.
great
I'm sorry.
thing, and putting in his glove meant a lot. And
Better to stick the dinner plate in.
she was just so adamant and loud and yelling and persistent, and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore.
You know, when I say that black folk, they used feminism to solve racism, that's literally what I'm describing right here. This is how the white woman has used her feminism to tame the white man's alleged racism.
And she was just so adamant and loud and yelling and persistent, and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. You know, there was hundreds of people, you know, just staring, and like I said, she was very, very, very close, and I'm dad of the family, so I didn't want to.
So you chose not to
Something I
protect your
regret, and
family. Okay.
that was the choice.
Okay.
And the
He
ball
actually
back.
could have saved
away.
this interview
White
if he
woman on
would have
national
said
TV, but
something
it worked.
crazy. If he would have just said, "Yeah, I just gave her the ball because I didn't want to kill her, not in front of my son, not in front of my daughter."
Right.
That would have been the best thing right there, easily, because now you get to turn the dynamic around and acknowledge that I would have had to become the bad guy for you people who are now shaming me for being the good guy.
Correct.
And if he would have just went, just told him,
And then someone
that
like
was-
me, that would have made sense too. Okay, the reason why this dude didn't fucking beat the dog shit out of her is because he didn't want to look like the bad guy beating the dog shit out of a woman.
Like I'm on
But that doesn't even come out his mouth.
I got this woman yelling at me and my kids. I didn't want to kill her in front of everybody, and that's why I hate women. See, he would have won right there.
Yeah,
he made the right move. He made the right move, but his follow-up was trash.
That would have been the greatest line. That would have been a mic drop. That's why I hate women. Oh my god, that would have been the greatest
my
move.
daughter not to be like that woman.
Right. It's a SKC. You are 100%. This could have been a perfect teachable moment, even to his daughter. He could have tucked this and spun it in so many different ways. Instead, he chose to use the victim.
Well,
Right.
because he's
I mean,
been fucked up, though.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. What do you think his response is going to be? Just looking at him, but he made the right move. End of the day, and this follow-up was trash.
I mean, is he even married? I bet he's divorced, Dad. This was his one day.
Well, now he's divorced. Definitely, divorce is definitely coming if he ain't.
Oh, I'm sure he gets cucked.
And I'm just saying, typically white folks, you go to a ball game, you don't leave the wife behind. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Dude,
I plenty of times going to the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it just might spend a lot of time.
We got SKC on the panel. I don't want to speak on that one.
I'm just curious. Like, even now, there is no mom here. So, like, is he single dad or what? He might even be single dad, which makes
if he's a single dad, that makes it even worse.
There was a woman with him at the game.
No, what I'm saying is, if he's a single dad, if he's not even married to the mom and he acts this feminine when it comes to protecting his kids, that makes it even worse. He's not doing this.
Kind of the point.
He's not doing this just so he can have cooperation with his fucking spouse. That way he can go home and not fucking hear her mouth every night. He's doing this because he's really a pussy.
But this is the point, and why I even wanted to talk about this whole incident in connection with this train thing, because, symptom, root cause, right? And, we were talking about Imperious earlier, and I played some of him being like the angry, racist white guy and all that. And he was definitely going way full over the top with it, and much needed in the moment, I think, because a lot of folk, we think that, and I'm speaking for like a lot of black folk, what I've noticed is that a lot of black folk really think that, your shit don't stink. And in reality, it's just, you've never really been told how awful your shit really does stink. And especially in the modern media, the media protects you at every turn. And so when you get confronted with some shit like that, it's like, whoa, this guy, he must be evil. It's like, no, I don't think this is what evil looks like at all. Evil is this nigga on the train here.
You know, they got the media telling them they got special ninja shit that smells different than everyone else's.
I really don't like that mental health shield that people put up as well, because this dude knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah.
Dude, in both situations, they both knew what they were doing. Both of them. In both situations, both these men knew exactly what they were doing.
But the other issue is that the husband of this lady, he's truly at fault. There's no way he should have allowed his wife to go do something like that.
I agree with you on that, SKC. He could have actually stopped it before it even started.
Even after the fact, a simple conversation. Wait, you took a ball from a kid?
Well, SKC, you're married. Would you have even let your wife go after somebody who got a fly ball at a baseball game?
Okay, Snowman. Bro, she looked like Ellen DeGeneres, bro. You really think look at her haircut, look at her build.
Dude, that is a typical haircut of an elderly white woman, dude. I see it all the time. That she isn't lesbian. Her husband was sitting right over there. He should have just fucking checked her.
Bro, look at the dude. The dude was scared to go after the ball. He winced when the ball was coming.
Yeah, we got him right now, full winch right now. He's trembling. This is him mid-tremble. That's why his hand is blurry, because it's trembling.
No, I agree with SKC on this one. The real fault falls on this wife's husband for allowing it to even go that far. And then not rectifying it, and then, like you said, SKC, not rectifying it after it did.
Yeah. It was worse enough to allow her to go there in the first place. But then after she,
I gotta go to the one on Wilkerson because
he should have returned that thing to a kid. Come on.
It's crazy how one thing is so disparate yet intimately connected to another thing.
Well, it's almost like there was a black lady in that one where that white girl's getting stabbed. There's a black lady sitting completely adjacent to her. Well, I wonder what her thought was. Did she even care? Or did she just sit there, oh, it's just another cracker. Fuck that bitch.
It's hard to know, but there's a good chance because, there is a level of hostility. And I've been noticing like forever, like it's a crazy overblown level of hostility that a lot of black folk have toward white folk.
What are you talking about? Black folk are the most forgiving and understanding people on the planet.
Here's an inversion of hood. I think the Ukrainian woman would have allowed the kid to have the ball. And I think that the tarantula dude would have killed the carrot for trying to take his ball.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Oh, all day. Well, she wouldn't have went up to him.
That the carrot dude would have approached this guy.
No, of course. She ain't going towards him. No way.
You don't see. Let me show you something here. You don't see the opposite of this here. And I got to wrap this up soon. I do have to get up out of here. But you don't see the opposite of these type of videos. So black folk on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram make a bunch of videos like this, but you'll never see white folk make any kind of clapback or counter or any type of, white version of this.
Okay, y'all. So I want to address something. So white people think that they don't need to be sorry for anything that their ancestors did. They don't need to right wrongs that their ancestors did. They think that, at least when it comes to black people, they think that it has nothing to do with them and that it's their free from any kind of judgment because of it. But the fact is that you as white people are obligated.
Stop being correct, Snowman.
To right wrongs that your ancestors did.
Incorrect.
You're obligated to do that.
Nobody's told her to shut up. Nobody's just smacked the shit out of her and told her to shut up.
Ethnicity, if you will, besides black people. So yeah, you should feel bad because you have not corrected wrongs that your ancestors did. The responsibility falls on your shoulders. And you shouldn't be sleeping good at night. And you should feel guilty because you
I
have
don't.
the ability to right wrongs. And so now I see these videos about white people wanting black people to stop talking about it and don't make me feel bad about myself. And I'm not a bad person. And yes, you are. You absolutely are.
Okay.
You are, because you have chosen not to right wrongs that you know that your ancestors did, that you know that benefit you.
Okay.
And we as Black people, we're not going to stop talking about it. We're not going to stop reminding you. We're not going to stop. If you don't want to hear it, too bad.
You know, a lot of this is really coming from, not all, but a lot of this is like, especially from an emotional side, it's anchored in the women. So like I was talking to Sharon the other night, and we're going to review this on the next show. I had a whole therapy session the other night, and I was drinking for half of it, but it was fun still. But during that same conversation, I was talking about Black men actually have more in common with white men, and in terms of like this gender politics and whatnot. And I was explaining how I think what's good for men in the general sense is good for Black men. So if it's good for white men as a man, it's good for me as a Black man. And PH Diva, who's like the low-key star of Sharon's show over there, she immediately went to, oh, so you just going to go back into slavery, right? Because that's what the white man going to do to you. And that's how Black women constantly like harangue you as a Black man when it comes to these racial things. Like, you must always be in fear of the white man, because I don't even think she's in fear of the white man, but she needs you to be afraid of it so you can always be under her. Whereas, like, if you're just going to be a man, you realize that men in general have way more in common with men than we do with women. And then when it comes to this racial thing, you realize that Black women want Black men to constantly fight the race war while they get comfortable with the system.
Because you can't shut us up. And so
We all know you won't shut up.
yourself, but you're not going to feel good about yourself, because we're going to constantly remind you of your responsibility and your obligation to right the wrongs that have been done to our ancestors, and not just to our ancestors, the wrongs that are still being done to Black people. And you are well aware of them. You are well aware of how Black people are being treated.
What about how Black people treat each other?
So, yeah.
Well, not even that. Well, Black folk want white people to treat Black people in a far better manner than Black people are willing to treat white people. If that
Well, no, Black people want white people to treat Black people in a far better manner than Black people treat Black people. Why the fuck should I treat you any different than you treat yourself?
Because you're white and you're better than that.
Says who?
Black
I might
people.
be white, but that doesn't mean I'm better than that. Why shouldn't I fucking treat you the same way you treat yourself? That's absolutely absurd to think otherwise.
But that's how it works, though. How else could it work otherwise? If you are not fundamentally better than that by the nature of your whiteness, because she says there you have the power to right these wrongs, right? And so by the fundamental nature of your whiteness, you must therefore be better than that.
And because I'm better than that, I'm going to treat you just like you treat yourself. That way you never forget who you are.
You know, Snowman, we could have a long form conversation on this, but this goes right back to the stop sign. I just want to tell you that again.
Yeah, I know it does. Damn it, it does. It does. It does.
But literally what she is stating is almost word for word the argument that Thomas Sowell puts in those who pursue cosmic justice. They actually throw off actual justice, trying to pursue this impossible standard that they can never It's all based upon their feeling.
Well, SKC, if you believe that the white people can somehow enact cosmic justice, even if you haven't conceptualized those exact words, right? If you by default believe that white people can somehow enact a cosmic justice, are you not ascribing cosmic powers to these beings?
I look at it from in a different perspective. Hood, like take for instance the thumbnail that you had up, the guy that was killing the Ukrainian girl. You know, the judge that let him out was a black woman who is on this second chance type of stuff, and I believe she is one of those ones that believes in cosmic justice as well. You know, oh, he had to be released because way back in 1619 they was brought over as slaves, and you know, all that type of thing. And she believes that she sits in the seat of justice, and it is her responsibility to mete out not what happened in real time, but cosmic justice.
Well, at the same time, all that being true, she is not imbued with the power of the black man's cosmic nature. This is the white man's justice system. So she is now using the white man's power to enact cosmic justice, by default, making his power cosmic in itself. It is literally the power cosmic.
Doesn't that go, but doesn't cosmic justice go against what was stated earlier? The fact that, look, these black women are the same women. This is the same black woman that'll sit and say that black men are the most dangerous people on the planet. But then when they get in front of them and they have to impose some kind of punishment or judgment on them, they let them go.
I can use the white man's power to make you better. She can't fix the black man with the black man's power or any black power, but the white man's power, she is cosmically imbued with the white man's power to enact justice on this black man that will heal his black soul. She sees herself, like SKC was right in the sense that she sees herself in this kind of cosmic battle, and so she's trying to right these cosmic wrongs. But I think it's the supreme irony that even in your cosmic position, you are using the very power of the white man that you hate to enact cosmic justice. Like you are serving his power. You are like still under his power in your struggle for power. It's a weird sort of irony of the whole thing. It was like the whole thing about
so what you're
African time.
Hold on. So I understand this correctly. What you're saying is even though she's in a position of power, she still feels that she's in a struggle with the white man and the white man's power. So even though she knows that the black man did something wrong, that the only way to rectify it is to put him in prison, in order to fight against the white man and the white man's oppression, she goes ahead and lets what she knows should be put away free. And that's how she fights this cosmic battle that she's having.
Right, because and then there's an added bonus in there, Snowman. If Triantula guy goes out and he hurts white people, then she's like, I can't put him away. He's an extension of my justice.
Right. If she were to crack down on him, she would disprove her own position.
So is this the argument you think black women that are in power make on why everything that they do doesn't benefit the black man at all?
Yeah,
well, I think. Go ahead, SKC.
Yeah, I think to a certain degree, Snowman. But there's a caveat that I would like to throw in there. They don't actually hate the white man. Mm-hmm. They hate that the white man has more power than them. If once they're in position to where they have more power than the white man can be a suitable mate.
So they hate that the white man. They hate that the white man. They hate that the white man won't concede to him like the black man has.
Well, remember what I said about beta theory, SKC? Well, I mostly see beta relationships with black women and white men. I think you kind of just described some of that from another angle, where when they
Well,
feel as though they have power, they can actually mate with that white man.
Well, I have noticed that when it comes to most white men that date black women, they do tend to be more on the beta side.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, look at just look in politics, Snowman. I mean, look at Kamala's
The Supreme Court justice.
The Supreme Court justice. I mean, you can even go into the Latin world. Look at AOC. Look at it. Look at
I've been saying this whole argument. Well, look, you could go beyond that, dude. I've been saying that the whole what was it? Over 300,000 black women that were in government positions that lost their jobs. Goes to show you that this whole argument that black people didn't have no power or positions of power in the government was absolutely absurd.
That was amazing, wasn't it, Snowman?
I remember I kind of choked up Taz one day when I put that in his face, and I'm like, bro, these bitches are the system. And he like, what you mean? I'm like,
the system.
Most of them are either supported by or work for the government, bro.
He's married to one. He should know.
Slow that.
He can't speak on that.
Hold on.
Slow that down for me, Hood. I just want to get the.
I was having this is a couple weeks back, but I was having one of these kind of black gender war arguments with Taz, and he was on some like, we got to fight the system type shit, and I'm like, bro, these bitches are the system. Like, it's crazy how on the one hand they want us as men to be all geared up for this forevolution, and we constantly got to be fighting for this battle against the man, but in the meantime, they either work for, educated by, or supported by the man. Like they are the system. They are knee deep in the government telling us that we got to be fighting this system that they have basically cut all kind of deals with.
Well, while throwing the degrees of the system in these dudes' faces.
No, you know what this reminds me of? Yep. You know what this remind me of? This remind me of when Obi-Wan Kenobi had told to older Anakin Skywalker before he became Darth Vader.
Movie references.
Yeah. So he told him, you were supposed to join them. I mean, you were supposed to defeat them, not join them. You know what I'm saying? So when we see the B-Dub in these positions of power, going to these PWIs, getting these so-called degrees, she's only doing so she could say, A, I'm better than you, black man. And 2, white man, how dare you not acknowledge my greatness?
Here's the thing, though. This is why I don't really have like a quote hatred for women for that particular thing, because this is just a simple mathematical reality. If you give women these opportunities, they will take them, and the more women that take the opportunities, the more women will see that, and more women will go on. So you create the situation. This is the natural outcome of it.
Well, Hood, if you go back to 1984, like, women were the most fervent supporters of the party. Women are going to by default choose communism when they get power. It just is what it is.
Right. They are what they are.
Which are traitors. I mean, like you said,
traitors, bro.
Yeah, I don't think they're traitors either.
They traitors.
I just don't think they have I don't think that they have the ability to forecast how to use power. It's always immediate and reactionary to various emotions instead of.
I beg to disagree. The thing is, these women will tell you with their so-called women's degrees and women's studies and women's history that black women. You heard what Whoopi Goldberg said on The View. Black men specifically should be comfortable with black woman leadership. They say that majority of so-called matriarchies, the community, and everything in between has been ran by women. Why are y'all so against it now?
One at a time. One at a time. Whoa. One at a time. SKC, you were saying something. Finish your thought.
I actually agree with her.
Because the white man, or the reason why black men are against it. Look, dude, white men ain't going to give up power to black women. It ain't going to happen. It's never going to.
This myth out there that black men can't handle being spoken to, and told what to do by black women. Black men come from our bodies. So they're used to having these conversations with women.
The matriarchy is strong with the black
community. It is very
community.
strong.
And I
Look,
think
Well, I
it's
say this.
crazy.
look, the
Well,
closest.
but here's the thing. If you hold on real quick, y'all. If you participate in that system, Whoopi is right, and that's what I was going to say, Mr. O. If you participate in that system, yeah, they're going to be traitors. But
Yep.
if you don't, you just look at them like, okay, and
There
Look,
you go.
bottom line is your first two examples of black leadership are Barack Obama and then Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, but your track record so far ain't going that well, and white people ain't having it no more.
But that's what I mean. I kind of this is where I actually steal from Trey a little bit and Clue. If you're gonna work under this quote unquote black system, yeah, that's what it is. That's what the community is. It is ran by women. It is a gynocracy. You just if you wanna operate in that world, then it is what it
FKC,
is.
think about this. Why would white people want to allow black leadership to happen when everything that black leadership, talks about and is trying to accomplish is everything anti-white?
Right. It does not have
So why would the majority of the population be okay with leadership that is anti-white? That's antithetical to anything.
bro, it's not even that. It's anti-American, bro.
Right. It's anti-civilization.
And which the B-dub and so-called white woman has mastered in that art. They are Marxist, communist, feminists. They are who they are. They seek the destruction of everything that men has built, but ironically, they are the most affected.
I don't know that a lot of black folk really, especially when I have these conversations, I don't think people see it as dire as I see it. But I do think in terms of like America, just in America in itself, like we are in a great civilizational struggle right now. And there are definitely some racial lines to it, but it's not just a racial thing at the heart of it. And I think we have to start having more honest conversations. That's why I was talking about Jay Prince and Imperious earlier. And I was actually proud to see Jay Prince kind of break the mold. And on his own panel, he fought back the army of angry niggas, bro, in defense of him even having a conversation with Imperious. Because you heard him, I played some of his work up here earlier. He does not hold back. He goes full angry white man. And the blacks were upset with Jay
they
Prince.
lost their fucking minds over shit, dude. Oh my god.
Slave quarters were rumbling, bro. The slave quarters were just they were on fire yesterday.
The longhouse was on fire all night, dude.
You mean we got to sit here and listen to him, JP? You gonna make us listen to him? It hurts. It hurts me.
Man. Yeah, man. And he was
Taz is a big.
standing his ground, bro. Prince stood his ground, bro. And I was like, I was quiet for most of it, and I was just like, all right, real shit, good for him.
Yo, what, Taz? I have not seen a bigger bitch since Taz. You mean tell me you could stack shit up to 6'5" and about 200 pounds soaking wet like that?
I don't know. To me, it just seems when you were explaining the whole thing, the conversations you were having with him, conservative, he seems to have an existential crisis with leaving the women behind, and I guess the training that he's had pretty much all his life of, you gotta stand up for these women and that's your people, and black women, God, and all that other stuff. Because there's too many instances over the years where they've not only stabbed him in the back, but then other people have caught him in conversations where, like when you were telling him about the government, like 300,000 government jobs, and then they telling you to fight against the government.
Well, SKC, like the other day, me, Hood, Toodles on the panel. Me and Taz, we going at it, and like some Mexican cat started going in on Taz and his marriage, and I was like, "Whoa, hold up! How you gonna go against my man like that? Regardless of which way his marriage is, my man got a happy marriage." Man, and Taz was sitting there speechless. He didn't know what to say. It was like he glitched when I defended him. It was like me and him been battling for 6 years on YouTube. It was like, no, you got to go at me. He couldn't say nothing when I just got his back like that. He doesn't understand, like, men when men stick up for each other against, the civil. he didn't know what to say.
He's been around a feminist so long he forgot what bro code was.
Man, because he's a bitch.
Yeah, I had a moment just like that with Taz. I was on a panel. We was talking about something else, but he kind of stopped in the middle and was like, I remember I was listening to something from years ago, and you actually had spoke up for me because I don't know what it was, but I probably did defend him on some point. And who knows, it was a while back. I didn't remember at the time what he was talking about, but what I said was, if I actually defended you, it was on principle. You know what I mean? Because you and I aren't necessarily friends or allies. We've had our, issues up here on these microphones, but whatever came up, it probably offended me on a man level. And I'm like, nah, you can't just flex on him like that. And so I think that's kind of what it is. Like, there is a bro code about this whole thing in my mind. I guess all of us speaking right here, we probably have a sense of that too. And I think for a lot of men, Black America especially, it's no honor culture. The matriarchy has no sense of male honor. That's what I was talking about earlier, where like the idea of masculinity as a Black man, the only real healthy avenues to channel it is like some criminal shit or some revolutionary shit. You got to be activist or something like that.
Hood, I had that conversation with Keep It 100, and I was like, bro, the G code is gone. Like, and I told him I missed the days of where I grew up at. I was part of the community. Young, I grew up in the hood. I miss those days. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, the G code is gone. He couldn't fathom it. Y'all didn't have no G code back then. And what do you mean? I said, the respect amongst thieves, honor amongst thieves type element was even amongst the older men to the hood dudes. There was a level of respect there. And I don't know what generation Keep It 100 is from, but he couldn't understand it. He couldn't conceptualize it.
He's mid Gen X. I mean, he should. I mean, he grew up in NYC and Gen X 80s and 90s. I know he exactly know what you mean, but it probably was not really practiced and preached like we was led to believe. That's where you're probably coming from.
I think, and you know what? I remember I used to get on you guys from Chicago because Dirty Folks, he had this weird habit of like making everything into some kind of street or gang reference. And I get why that happens. Because like when you talk about like G code trade, I think what happens is like men who go into that world, they have to apply, order and some kind of rules to even that world of crime, which is chaotic by nature. And so in order to really survive as a group in that world, you have to have rules. And so that's where, masculinity kind of has to assert itself even in that way. But what winds up happening is because the world of crime and criminality is already inherently a rejection of civilization, you are kind of falling further and further away from the tree with every generation. And so even though, there is some truth in what you're saying, G code was always the wrong code anyway. And that's kind of the problem of it all. This is why eventually like we all kind of grew up and just started kind of doing more normal things.
Yeah, the entropy is greater on that side.
Yeah, because what happened was, there was all these men are old now. Because when we had a discussion about Sheriff Joe Clark back the other day, like Sheriff Joe Clark, you would see the same dudes, the hood dudes, Sheriff Joe Clark type. Everybody would be at church on Sunday in that generation.
Man, I remember the days when everybody was at church on Sunday. Seems so long ago now.
Like, I don't know, man. Anybody I guess like Pablo, the only cat like where I'm from, VA. But one of the common questions when you talk to another dude is like, yo, what family your church go to? What church you go to? If you ain't go to a church, like you got looked at like you was crazy.
You know what? Speaking of church, I think we should end on that note. And shout out, thank you so much to Dick Dog with the $2 super chat. What if Oprah is funding all of this, man? I hope Oprah donates some money to this Ukrainian girl. God rest her soul. You know what? Speaking of the Ukrainian girl, I wanna play this one last thing on the way out. I know I had this saved in our bookmarks, and I've been getting into all kind of other religious cultures lately. I'm a non-denominational, God-fearing some kind of something, and I find this so beautiful.
Благословен еси, Господи, научи меня оправданием Твоим.
Put the image back up. It looked better.
Ангел же к ним речи глаголя, что с мертвыми живого помышляете, яко Бог воскресе от гроба. Благословен еси Господи,
Thank you guys so much for watching. It's an Orthodox chant. Orthodox Christians. Hit that like button on your way out, guys. May she rest in peace. May he burn in hell before God forgives him. You guys have a great day.